I would drive through Bordeaux when it hurt all alone, but it'll be just fine if heaven's secure. I was lost, I would cry, I would wish all night that it'll be just fine if you aren't leaving for good. I could hear you on the radio playing when I was riding so stuck in Vegas. You said we could never be strong, but our hearts are golden and connected as one. Through lonely days, we got better as they came. We are electrolytes flowing in rain. We are electrolytes, taking your breath away. I could run for my life, I could see your disguise, but it'll be just fine if heaven's secure. I could tell you were bored, but I gave you my word that it'll be just fine if you're staying for love. Through lonely days, we got better as they came. We are electrolytes glowing through the rain. We are electrolytes glowing in the rain. We are electrolytes, taking your breath away.
Gaming Morning Show.
Things put on pancakes and rhyming bear intros. Austin confused about whose sister married the bros. In the UK, dooley-doo tugs on our heartstrings. Gaming Morning Show is one of our favorite things.
It's Paul. It's Paul.
Ah, who are we kidding?
Pumpkin spice and fall. Paul.
We all know our favorite thing is the season of Paul. Pumpkin spice latte time! Besides the tasty drinks, the weather is cooler.
We get the most time where it's cooled off, but it's not always rainy. Sometimes it's rainy for part of the day, but then it dries up and it's just a nice, cool, cloudy day. I like that.
There's football on.
Man, did we have a great football weekend. Both of our teams performed to the tippy top of their tippiest top of performance, and boy, football is fun.
That's gotta be enough for all of the hosts of Gaming Morning Show, right? Right?
Okay, so when Club Penguin changed, they changed everything, they got more mainstream, and I wrote them an email. And I was like, it would be really nice if you guys could go back to the way things were, because the original Penguins, we really miss it. I speak on behalf of all of the OG Penguins, and we all are really upset. Brent, you've changed, man.
You're the Lorax for Club Penguin.
I was. I speak for the Penguins.
Well, penguin begins with a P. So, happy Paul, everyone, from all of us at GMS. Broadcasting live from Radnor's Rescued Cat Figurine Museum in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin.
When Sean Redner told his wife, Hillary, that he wanted to turn their Wisconsin home into a museum of cat figurines, she had a predictable response. We're gonna do what?
We'll do that some other time, huh? Okay, then. Broadcasting live from the same places they've been since 2020. It's time for Gaming Morning Show.
Morning, gamer. Welcome in. It's Gaming Morning Show. So glad you could be with us wherever you may be on Thursday, January 19th, 2023. I'm Hefty Goof. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. We have an action-packed show. What else would you want to have on a Thursday? Would you want to have some chaos? Could you imagine? Things got out of hand. It's possible. We have a very exciting 5 Questions GMS guest coming up to join us live at 8:20 a.m. Pacific time. And that is the one, the only GaebPride, who will be joining us. We're going to talk about the upcoming stream, which will be on Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And that is for Stream for a Cause. It's the Steam Supreme Drag Pageant Charity Stream. If you want to learn more about it, please go to that link right there, and you can, because we have that available to you. That's on the Twitter account of one GaebPride. So thank you so much for being here and joining us. Coming up in about 2 hours from now, that'll be in our final hour crew for today. We have a whole bunch of stories coming up. We'll do birthdays this day in gaming history. That's going to come up at 6:50 a.m. Pacific time today, and then we are also going to give you the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News in just a little bit. We're going to do that coming up at about 6:25 this morning. I say that because, Sean's out again. Sean has, unfortunately, gotten COVID again. I say again, I actually think technically this might be his first time having it, but he has it. And so we're going to wish Sean the best and have Sean back as soon as he's possibly able to join us, which will be exciting. I miss Sean. I miss Sean greatly. I wish Sean was here, but Sean is not, and it's so sad. Who are you? Who am I? Where am I? I don't know. Did I say I'm Sean? Gosh, I hope not. But if I did, I wouldn't be surprised. My name is Hefty Goof, and it is good to see you. Scott Chick opened up the show in chat, which we always invite you to join us in chat first, if you would like to. Of course, if you're listening to this in audio-only mode, maybe you're taking us on the go in Twitter Spaces, or you're checking us out as a podcast after the fact. However you want to listen and however much you want to engage, whatever platform you're on, that's what we want from you. For you as well. So thank you for being here in the spaces that you are. But Scott Chick, it is great to see you. Thank you for being here on this Thursday.
A warm welcome to our deputy cat petter, Scott Chick.
Scott Chick helps us pet the cats and helps us keep the Nintendogs in check.
The Nintendogs live under Scott Chick's bed.
Also, nice chat.
Nice chat.
To Drew Mega this morning joining us as well. It's so great to see you. Thank you for being here. We have a story on the way, and that is going to entail a class ring that was returned to a Texas woman after missing for decades. We've shared a good variety of these kind of stories over the course of us being on the air, and I always kind of like them. It's the missing library book that gets back after 50 some years, or the even kind of stranger or more obscure library loan. I don't know how much variety you've ever checked out from your library. Hopefully you have access to one. I absolutely love the library, but think about it. Like, they have DVDs, they have microfiche, which I think came up the other day on the show. They have a whole bunch of stuff that you can check out, and so I don't know how often y'all do, but that's one thing that I've always admired about the library is like, hey, if you need something, they likely have it. We were talking about this yesterday. A library that I used to be associated with, it wasn't like the public library, but maybe the public library has these, to be honest, is you could rent licenses for being able to learn new skills through things that would otherwise cost money. It was lynda.com, which was, or might still be, a skill learning website where you go through and get tutorials on how to use Photoshop or Adobe Premiere. At least that's what I used it for. So I don't know if you've ever seen that place, but that was one thing that was really cool about the library is you could check those licenses out and use them for 2 weeks to learn a new skill. So anyway, point being, I like these stories, albeit this one is about a class ring instead of some sort of library loan. And then also, if you're looking for a new job, Netflix is hiring a flight attendant for their private jet or a private jet. Compensation could reach up to $385,000 per year. So if you would like to attend to folks who are on a private jet for Netflix, you have that option. Today is National Popcorn Day, Artist as Outlaw Day, Brew a Potion Day, Get to Know Your Customers Day. It is Gun Appreciation Day, and I think that title is a little bit alarming, so I wanted to dive into that one just a touch. It's focused around being able to handle guns in the safest potential manner, as nationaltoday.com talks about. Many accidental deaths can be prevented by knowing how to handle and store guns safely away from children. The holiday actually originated as a protest against potential gun control measures, but like all special days, the day is now observed depending on the people observing it. So it's supposed to be around gun safety. The term Gun Appreciation Day is a little bit difficult for me to hear, but when I saw it, I was like, okay, let's put context into it as opposed to ignoring it or omitting it. National Annie Day, National Lucy Day, National Tin Can Day, a day after Kevin Costner's birthday, when we had talked about Tin Cup, which if you haven't already, you can go to our Twitter account at WatchGMS and vote on the poll. Tenderness Toward Existence Day and Women's Healthy Weight Day. It is also Good Memory Day. So we're asking you questions like, how good is your memory? And anything that helps with your memory. I would be totally open to hearing some of the things that you feel like you've done in your life that have helped with your memory. I'm curious what comes to mind. I got a TikTok the other day from Hefty Wife that showed like spending time in a sauna. There was maybe a Finnish study that showed that can really help with prevention of Alzheimer's or dementia. So that was one thing that stood out. I'll try to put that into our Discord later so that you can all check it out as well. Joining us in the chat,
Nice chat.
the Element of One is here. Link is here as well, and so is Downs. It's good to see you this morning. Thank you for stopping by.
A warm welcome to official GMS cartographer and diagramographer. I am JF Downs.
Drew Mega says, OMG, microfiche takes me back to my childhood. I've tried explaining microfiche to one of my kids, and they just gave me a blank stare. Drew Mega, I would love for your best explanation in text to be added to the chat, but long story short, microfiche was some sort of like film that they could preserve many copies of. I saw it most often used for newspapers, and then you would be able to use like this microscope scanner to be able to like move the microfiche around and see, memories or moments in time captured in newspaper, which I always thought was kind of interesting. So that's an option there. We have Down saying that the poll was rigged and that Robin Hood is in fact the best Kevin Costner movie. You had to add that one as an alternative choice. Right now, of the choices we gave you, not those is actually winning. We went Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, and Tin Cup. I think we chose those primarily because A, those are all sports movies, kind of levels the playing field, right? And B, I Googled best Kevin Costner movie, and after having talked about Field of Dreams and Tin Cup on the show itself, Bull Durham was actually on this list, but it turns out that many people said not those, although only 2 people commented. One was Down saying Robin Hood, and another one was Revenge, which, by the way, I didn't know was a movie. So I've since learned that there was a early 90s movie by with Kevin Costner in it called Revenge. So we've at least learned something at this stage. So there you go. All right. Thank you for being here. We truly, truly appreciate it. Anything that helps with your memory. Link says remembering stuff with ADHD and PTSD, sorry, is impossible. But also added something about video games. Yeah, actually, listening to video game soundtracks helped me remember things for school. That's interesting. A friend of mine growing up, I remember, struggled with certain parts of the school process, but and it still is a very intelligent person. It was one of those scenarios where, like, the structure, the public school system was not built with his learning abilities in mind, but would always remember the entire like Animaniacs presidents jingle or whatever. I don't know if you remember that, where they go through the entire list of presidents in a rhymey style fashion, could rattle that off in a heartbeat. And so it turns out, music or rhythm was definitely something that helped him remember things. There was another one too. It was the president's one, and then there was a state's one. Hefty Wife has a state's one that she learned when she was a kid, and that's not the one to which I'm referring. But similar concept. So, Link says the Mario Kart soundtrack had a death grip on me. Coconut Mall really saved me for English. So when you were listening to them, that just kind of helped you remember things that otherwise you were forgetting. Is that what I'm understanding? I'm trying to think. Memory for me. What helps with memory? So I have a pretty solid coding brain. And what I mean by that is, if you give me words associated with numbers, I usually remember them fairly well. So even like running the show, many of the scene changes and stuff that we do, it would definitely be easier if I had something like a Steam Deck. No, that's the video game machine. A Stream Deck. I really wish Valve, when they came out with the Steam Deck, would have named it something else. Because since Elgato already had a Steam Deck, as a product, now that there's a Stream and a Steam Deck, it's very confusing. And I really wish that they would have different terminology. But alas, here we are. So a Stream Deck would help me out a whole bunch. But we have everything kind of tied to, shortcut keys that I remember in sequence. And so in a moment, we'll put up the gaming news, graphic that says that it's coming up after this game. That's just a 1 on my number 10 pad, or the number pad on the side. So I just remember little things like that don't always happen with everyone. Not everyone can do that. It's like sequencing. So yeah. Link said, yeah, basically. Okay, great. I'm happy I got the concept. So basically I told them this. This goes back to Microfiche and Drew Mega's kids. Says, I would go to the public library. There would be a big machine with a screen. Oh, you mean like a TV? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna throw in potential like clauses that they could be throwing out at you or scenarios. I'm just gonna fully and attentively listen to what you're telling me, just like all of our kids would, for those who have children. You turn on a machine, it brightens the blank. Then the microfiche, which is transparent plastic-like sheet that has a bunch of tiny print on it, you can place on a small board at the bottom of the machine, and then you have an optical tool that can scan over the sheet, and that projects the tiny print onto the screen, so you can see it at normal size. It's kind of like how a microscope works. And they looked at you and said, Drew Mega, because I'm sure that's what your kids call you, that was a perfect explanation, and we have no further questions about how this miraculous invention called microfiche works. Thank you for informing us of the ways of the world. And then they would close out with, I love you, Drew Mega. Because again, that's the primary thing that your children call you. Again, I'm certain. I assign different video games to different classes, says Link, and different songs per topic. Rip and Tear for Doom Eternal was dedicated to my Holocaust class. Okay, I would absolutely love to have the opportunity to like watch a YouTube video of you explaining how that works. Listen, that scratches all of the curiosity in my life to see how those things work. So, very impressed. Yeah, you found something that worked for you, and again, I'm sure it's difficult for traditional school to be like, okay, if we let this person have headphones with different music beds or something along those lines in their ears, it would help them with different aspects, right? But it's usually not, I don't know. I should defer to somebody who's actually in education, because I'm giving you a lot of hearsay from people that I know who are in education, but I'm trying to paraphrase it. But it's difficult because it's not necessarily tailored to the individual. It's a little bit more industrialized. So I feel, and listen, I'm somebody who's speaking from a frame of reference of pretty much being able to breeze through school. Like, I was that person who finished with some sort of B average, easily could have gotten an A if I had quote unquote applied myself, but I was more interested in doing a whole bunch of other stuff. And so I didn't have a lot of challenges. And so I'm not the person who has the best like frame of reference for this. So I'm definitely listening and appreciate you sharing. So Drew Mega says, I end it with thank you for attending my TED Talk, as you should. Drew Mega explains microfiche today on TED Talk. It's now 6:24 West Coast time. It's 9:24 out east, and it is 2:25 now for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Let's go ahead and put a link to link if you would like to check out the stream coming up. It says, you know what I'll explain in my stream today. Perfect. So you can learn a little bit more about what Link's talking about later on today by clicking that follow button on Twitch. Link says, I was a teacher's assistant, so I have more insight. Let's go. Thank you for sharing that with us this morning. That is Puppet Pals Shawn. Big thanks to Rad Artisan, the one who provided us our Puppet Pals. I do miss Puppet Pals Mad Libs Theater, so we may need to make an adjustment to having quorum, because I miss doing Puppet Pals Mad Libs Theater. Maybe we'll do the first of every month, if it's just Shawn and me, where we can do Puppet Pals Theater, because I miss it quite a bit. I was looking through some clips yesterday and found a lot of it. So if you've never been here for Mad Libs Puppet Pals Theater, maybe we'll do that coming up the first week of February. Reminder, today at 8:20 a.m. Pacific Time, GaebPride will join us. We'll talk about the upcoming charity stream on Friday. I will play 5 questions GMS for one of the first times in forever. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So very excited about that. Birthdays this day in gaming history coming up in about 25 minutes from now. Down says, one-man Puppet Pals? No, we'd have to have at least 2. Although, I guess, you know, honestly, for like Instagram content or something like that, maybe we'll start doing one-man Puppet Pals Theater. That'd be kind of fun. All right, let's get the news, the video game headlines you need to know. Shawn in puppet form will present those to you right now, as always, because he's the hashtag video game expert. Here's Shawn. Good morning. It is, you know, I think I need to get like a Shawn voice emulator for the days when Shawn isn't able to make it, and then this will actually sound like Shawn is giving you the GMS Morning Gaming News. Otherwise, it's just literally me telling you the things that I think I know. I do feel pretty good about these particular headlines. I scanned some of the video game news outlets that Shawn peruses to get you the news every single morning. And today I feel pretty okay about the choices I brought to you. So let's get started with a video game to real world application. And that is a story from Zach Zwiesen of Kotaku. This one has to do with real soldiers using tactics learned in video games to trick a military robot. Zach Zwiesen wrote this story for Kotaku. And it reads, Solid Snake and Metal Gear Solid creator Hideo Kojima would approve of the tactic that was used by real soldiers to trick a military robot. Trick might be the wrong word. They used specifically defeated. Cardboard boxes can be very useful, writes Zach. And if you remember Metal Gear Solid, that was something that, you know, Solid Snake would do, is always running around in a cardboard box. Now, I still don't fully understand how in Metal Gear Solid and whatever settings that they were in, you know, military bases or, you know, structures or buildings that Snake had to infiltrate, why on earth there were so many unused cardboard boxes, but here we are. It was the case. You might be familiar with Metal Gear, long-running video game franchise from the aforementioned Kojima and Konami. That mixes fantastical and bizarre elements with grounded soldiers in war. There's a lot of cutscenes. There's a lot of weird stuff. But it turns out that you can actually use some of it in real life against AI-powered robots. So on Twitter, The Economist has a defense editor who posted an excerpt from an upcoming book that talked about how artificial intelligence is used in the military. And in the book, the person shares a story of U.S. military used a group of Marines to improve AI robot's human detection algorithm. And to do so, the Marines walked around the robot for a few days while engineers used the data to improve the AI and eventually decided to flip things and asked the soldiers to try to defeat it. So sure enough, apparently they used whatever they could to try to reach the robot from a long distance away without being detected because there was a competition. Some did cartwheels, trying to throw off the algorithm. Others pretended to be a tree, but hiding under a cardboard box actually worked. Link! That was me trying to make the exclamation point sound. However, I think it's basically, it sounded like I was saying link. So, here we are. Real soldiers using Metal Gear Solid tactics to defeat a military robot. That is our first story of the day. Now we'll stay with the topic of military video games and take you to Call of Duty. This is from Polygon, and the reporter is Austin Goslin. It turns out that maybe the second season of Warzone 2 will be delayed a few weeks. In fact, it sounds like it is definitely going to be the case. Now you may be wondering why. That's why we tell you this in the Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News. It looks like they're going to push back the new map that's supposed to launch for Warzone 2.0. According to the Call of Duty Twitter account, the update will include new, much smaller map for Warzone 2.0, as well as some multiplayer, ranked play, new multiplayer maps, new modes, new weapons, etc. The Call of Duty specific Twitter account, Charlie Intel, points out it's actually the second year in a row that Activision has had a delay with the new Call of Duty game's second season because of scheduling issues. This was pushed back last year with Vanguard, apparently. Now the expected date is going to be February 15th instead of February 1st, and it'll bring major updates to both Warzone 2.0 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So, maybe not a ton of information other than it's apparently happened before, and maybe it'll happen again. But if you were looking forward to the second season of Warzone 2.0, you'll have to wait a bit longer, as that is not available on the original timeline. All right, story number 3 on this Thursday. We take you to Game Informer. Wesley LeBlanc has this story, and it's a change of a creative director from one studio to another. This is a story out this morning as of 7:40 a.m. I don't know if that's Pacific time or Eastern. There was a story also yesterday that apparently Microsoft has laid off 10,000 employees across various departments. That happened yesterday, including its HoloLens and engineering sectors, as well as at gaming companies in its portfolio like Bethesda Game Studios and 343 Industries. The company has not revealed exact numbers, writes Wesley LeBlanc, but some employees of Bethesda Game Studios, which is working on the Starfield game, were laid off. And according to Bloomberg, Halo Infinite developer 343 Industries was hit hardest from the layoffs. Amidst them is Joseph Staten, who was brought onto the team as the Halo Infinite creative director in 2020 to help bring the game across the finish line. He is now leaving the studio and is rejoining Xbox Publishing. Staten told the employees, quote, "The company had to make difficult decision to restructure elements of our team, which means some roles are being eliminated. Of course, this is also in the shadow of the Call of Duty Activision Blizzard maker $69 billion acquisition." So, I think the human side is always, I'll speak for myself, the human side is always tough because you care about people, and when people lose their jobs, it has a profound impact. And so, I'm sure it's difficult to know that on one side, your business is trying to acquire another company, and paying $69 billion, and then your job goes away. So, I've never been in that situation, but I can imagine that it would be incredibly challenging. So, if you want to read more about the layoffs at Microsoft, there is a link within the link that we provided for the story about this particular creative director. So, there you go. Last but not least, what is out today? It is a Thursday, and traditionally speaking, out today there are many, many, many games available, and that includes A Matter of Principle, which is out today for Switch, A Space for the Unbound, which is out today for PC, Switch, PS4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Colossal Cave is out today for Switch. Grey's Counter GM is out for Xbox One, Xbox Series X. There was another GM game yesterday that we talked about. Don't think it's the same. Some Persona games. Persona 3 Portable for Switch, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, as well as Persona 4 Golden for the same lineup except for PC. There's no PC release for Persona 4 Golden. Rubber Bandits is out today for Switch. Smile Mo is out today for Switch. The Tower to the Bottom out today for Switch. Tortuga, A Pirate's Tale, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. And Void Prison is out today for Switch. And that is your Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News. Not bad. I've done worse with the news in the stead of one Sports.Gaming. But overall, I think that went pretty okay. So hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you have something that will aid in your takeaways that were pretty okay. And of course, we'll do those coming up during the final hour crew on this Thursday, January 18th. No, it's the 19th. January 19th. We did not go backwards. 19th January 2023. It's now 6:35. Good morning and nice chat to Mel B. It is good to see you on this Thursday. Thank you for stopping by this morning radio show that plays games. Link says, I'll check back when I'm on my way to the hospital in an hour from now. Sounds good. Also, Link added, as someone on base right now, we have lots of empty cardboard boxes. All right. You heard it from the source, Link, saying that, in fact, there are quite a few cardboard boxes in military installations. No. Infrastructure? No. Buildings. There we go. Drew Mega says, there's a lot of different MGS tactics referring to Metal Gear Solid. I wonder if they tried to use the trank gun to try to put the robot to sleep as well. I haven't played a Metal Gear Solid game since I was probably younger than 20. I want to say since I was a child, but I might have played something like PS2 era, so maybe. But man, it's been a while. I do like those games. I did find them entertaining. The cutscenes were the best. Snake. 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 But sad. Down says that was good news, 8 out of 10. Well, not good news, but well-presented news, 8 out of 10. I'll take it. 8 out of 10 is pretty okay.
You are one of life's winners.
Thank you, Bob. It's good to see you this morning. Bob's doing pretty okay.
You're welcome.
Living in the box, living his best life. If you want to win the game Headbangers and Holiday Hell, and you're a Patreon subscriber, you can right now go to our Patreon-only Discord and answer the question that is in that particular giveaway section. And we'll give it away probably tomorrow, because you have up until 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So as today becomes tomorrow to answer that question. So please put it in there. If you don't want the game, we can always donate it somewhere else if you are a winner. But we'd love to see more of the folks who are Patreon subscribers try to win some of those names of the month. So check that out right now. If you're not a Patreon subscriber, please become one by going to patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. It costs $12 a month, but does come with a free Tier 1 Twitch subscription to Sports.Gaming's channel. And that also comes with GMS themed emotes for you to use on Twitch. So those are some options available to you. We also have our Adopt Bob tier, where you can make a new box for Bob, and $25 a month of that tier goes to an actual adoption-focused charity, like an actual, in real life, adoption-focused charity. So you can check that out at patreon.com/gamingmorningshow.
Won't you adopt me?
Down says, Bob, hiding from the AI. Oh my gosh. Downs, you're onto something. This just in a Gaming Morning Show. Unlike what was previously thought to be the case, where Bob, the big voice of our show, who has been living in a box in my studio for over 2 years, it turns out that Bob is not, in fact, living there. Bob is just trying to avoid getting murdered by an AI robot. All this time, we thought that Bob was just needing, like, shelter. But it turns out that Bob is just terrified of getting murdered by an AI robot.
Please help me.
Okay. It's good to know. Downs, thank you for clearing that up. We'll have our best people get on that and figure out exactly why we had that story so wrong for so long. Because, yeah, I mean, I want Bob to be safe. So, oof. A little terrified at this point.
You can news if you wanna.
All right, 6:39 on this morning radio show that plays games. Here's the story that we're tracking at this hour. And appreciate you being with us wherever you may be. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll do birthdays this day in gaming history. So if you know someone celebrating a birthday, we certainly would like to know. This is a story that comes to you courtesy of Patrick Hillsman from UPI. It is not a Ben Hooper story. In fact, either Ben has the day off or is taking a different role with UPI. I don't know. Check with Ben, who's a former guest of this show. This is a class ring returned to a Texas woman which was missing for decades. Patrick writes, a class ring that went missing decades ago has been returned to its original owner. A Texas woman who had owned the ring thought that she had lost it, or specifically misplaced it, but it was actually stolen and admitted as evidence in a drug trial. This is a drug trial from 1986. The district attorney discovered the class ring along with an Air Force ring in an evidence envelope. No, just in an envelope in a filing cabinet in the basement of a district court's building. The only clue to the original ownership of the high school class ring was an engraving of the initials. So the person, the district attorney, set out to find the ring's original owner by obtaining records about the 1956 graduating class at the high school in Illinois. He found that the only one graduating student that had the initials PW, which were engraved into the ring, a woman named Peggy Wall. And so this person, the district attorney, solicited help from an investigator who used a 1950 census to locate Wall's family, who then informed that person that Wendy, again, Wendy? Who the hell's Wendy? Oh, investigator Wendy Bravo. No, they did that wrong. Bravo is the name of the investigator, Wendy Bravo, which by the name of the investigator is Wendy Bravo, which is great. But anyway, Bravo found out that Wall was living in Texas, and they got the Air Force ring, which belonged to her ex-husband, and the class ring back to the original owner, which was Peggy Wall. Just click on the link. It'll all make way more sense when you do that. That is the story that we're tracking at this hour, this morning radio show that plays games. I'm exhausted. That was really hard to read. Good morning to Keith, Anthony, and Quiet I Am Gaming.
Nice chat.
Nice chat to you both. Quiet I Am Gaming says, Wendy Bravo. That's a fake name if I ever heard one. And it's a district attorney public investigator. So, plausible? Keith says, Cartoon Shawn is back. Yes. Shawn is out probably for the rest of the week with COVID. So we get Puppet Shawn. Looks in good spirits, considering, it's tough to be ill, especially with something like COVID. So, wishing you the best, Shawn. Wishing you the best. Link said Bob is secretly Solid Snake. Maybe Bob is. I mean, the revelation that we just had this morning with Downs pointing out that Bob's maybe not living in a box for shelter, but is actually playing a real-life game of Metal Gear Solid. I don't know. That just might have been one of the biggest game changers ever in the history of GMS. So thank you, Downs, for figuring that out. Keith says, speedy recovery, Shawn. Thank you, and I'm sure Shawn will appreciate that, because Shawn misses doing the show as much as I miss having him to be here with me. Thank you for sharing a picture of your pet in the Discord yesterday. I believe that was you, Keith. You can always share your pet pictures. You can share what you're eating, which Link does a fantastic job of doing. In our Discord, there's a various pairing of channels, a selection of channels for you to do that in. So we invite you to share what you can when you can in our Discord, which you can find by going to GamingMorningShow.tv and clicking on the link where to find GMS. It was me. He's poorly. He's being very needy. That's your pup? Not Shawn, hopefully. Is Shawn reaching out to you, Keith, and needing things? If that's the case, may Shawn get back to you. Because Shawn keeps some hectic hours sometimes. So, but the good news is if you don't hear from Shawn right away, just keep being patient. You'll eventually hear from Shawn. He will get back to you. Just stay on hold as long as possible when you call Shawn's number. Link is back for now. It's good to see you. Welcome back. All right, so we're asking you about memory. This is our topic of the day. So if you have a good memory, well, how good is it? And what are some things that you found have helped with your memory? Trying to think. I think I have a selectively good memory, which I'm sure is not much different than most people. There's just certain things that I retain more easily. As I've learned since doing this show, since we started back in September of 2020, I have a lyrics recall that I didn't realize is as strong as it is, and it probably is stronger than it should be, considering I actually don't listen to that much music. Or I've never been super, like, invested in music. It hasn't always been a huge part of my life. And so the surprise that I've had since doing the show, when different folks will, like, bring up a phrase, and then that phrase will remind me of lyrics, I didn't know that existed in my brain. But here we are. It does. And I've tried to learn how to embrace that, because it's been fun. It's sometimes incredibly annoying, though, because I don't intend to bring up some sort of lyric, and yet I do, and I worry that it becomes too much for people sometimes. So, my apologies if I've ever out or over-lyricked, whether on this show or in the audience of others. Link says, I basically live in the food chat. As we hope you will. I'm trying to think yesterday, food-wise, I had a pretty good food day yesterday. So I ordered a breakfast burrito right after the show, and then I felt compelled to keep playing Apex, which if you want to, you can follow my Hefty Goof page on Facebook, facebook.com/HeftyGoof. And I ended up going on there for about 30 minutes and streaming some Apex gameplay, because I was just having fun in the final hour crew playing that with you all. And so I didn't want to stop, and I had a little bit of extra time. Extra time's a lie. I didn't have extra time. I decided to forgo other things I probably should have done and decided to play Apex instead. So as a result, I did that for about 30 minutes, and I think we did end up winning our last game, which was just me and a Watson, which was pretty fun. I'll be honest, I kind of like playing. I don't like playing as the character Watson in Apex Legends, but I think I like playing with people who do like to play as Watson. I think Watson can be super valuable if people who are on the team are willing to play the way that you should with Watson, which, people who are smarter at Apex chime in, but it seems like you would do that in buildings. You would find a spot and just kind of occupy it. You save some alts and be able to kind of fortify. Like, I think that was pretty fun. So we ended up winning. I think our teammate had left that match, and left like late in the match when we were gonna probably win the fight. It was a Wraith who I think was kind of exposed by themselves and ended up getting eliminated, which was a bummer. But anyway, all of that to say, it was fun. So if you want to follow that, you can. If you want to follow that, you can at facebook.com/HeftyGoof. Let's see. Keith Anthony says, that's my pup. He went off his food the last few days, took him to the vet. He has a tummy infection, has been placed on a chicken and rice diet for 14 days. Oh, no. Well, hopefully quick recovery for your dog. I had a very vivid dream yesterday that only in part had to do with our pet, Hefty Floof. It was not by any means exclusively about the cat. It was all over the place. One of those, like, I knew I finally got some good sleep because I got into a dreaming state, which was nice because that's not been the case lately. And so, yeah, it was an interesting dream. I can't remember. I was broadcasting basketball in one part of it, and then the cat was using its, like, enclosure in another part of it. It was very, very odd, but it's still good to have because, like I said, I haven't had too many dreams as of late. So, yeah, but I'll be thinking of your pup. And, man, I love dogs. I wish it's not hard. It's annoying that our animal shelter is just so far away from where I live that if I want to go, they have, like, read to the dog's day. They even have, like, check out the dog day. Like, you can go and take, like, shelter dogs for a walk throughout the course of the day. They have those days, but to get over there, it's like a 20-minute drive. And so in order to just, like, facilitate the picking up of the dog, it's slightly over an hour total time. And that's just really hard to carve out, but I'd like to find a way to do it. So it's a really cool program, and I wish I could do more with it. I recently had a flashback of childhood memories, writes Keith. I was in the area where I lived when I was born. I drove down the street and flashbacks came flooding in, remembering my best friend that lived next door to me, the accident I had on the street. Yeah. It's interesting how, like, getting re-immersed in an environment can definitely, like, bring back memories. A couple of times since I left my hometown, and certainly since I've, graduated high school, I've taken my family back to my hometown, and then especially my daughter. I haven't done this with my son yet. Probably this upcoming summer, I'd imagine. He's old enough to, like, kind of soak it in. But I took my daughter into my old school. And yeah, when you're walking through those hallways, like, you think of how much time you spend in school, right? Even going into, like, some of the old job venues I've had, whether it's a retail store or something like that. Yeah, there's something powerful about, like, going back into a venue. And then I'm sure there's, when those venues are related to trauma, I bet that's very challenging. I can never remember how to spell. My breakfast today is sadly just Red Bull.
Remember, if you're getting food, you must show and tell when you come back.
Red Bull, the breakfast of champions this morning for Link. I recently had a flashback, read that one. Keith says, so what you're saying is as you put adult life on hold. We've all been there. I did do that yesterday. So, been working a lot. I have another hectic 3-day stretch. Sunday, finally going to get some rest, which I'm excited about. And very excited to finally take the Christmas lights down on Sunday, which I haven't done. I like having the Christmas lights up, but I'm not going to keep them up all year, so I eventually would like to get them down. So, Link says, I only adult at moments at a time. Got to be a child as long as I can. Let's go. Element of One says 7 to 3, 5 days a week. Sheesh. 7 to 3, 5 days a week. Element. What did I say? 7 to 3, 5 days a week. I think I missed something. My fault. I still have high school sketchbooks. Shared them with my therapist. I still remember all the good things that happened for all those drawings. Yeah, one of my favorite things to sketch when I was in middle school were the Monday Night Football matchups. Back when I was a kid, Monday Night Football on ABC, the two helmets would, like, drop from the sky, and they'd land on the field, and then they would collide, and then they would transition into the Monday Night Football logo, which, already knowing that much stuff, right, that much stuff about, having that recollection of those two things happening, like, it's an indicator for me that I was meant to go into TV and media, because I just always loved all the little things that happened in addition to the actual, like, structure of shows. So, and I shared that with a friend of mine who's in the branding business and the design business, and they used to do that too, which I thought was kind of cool. I'm gonna try to find some of my old sketchbooks and see if I can show them to them. Element One says 7 to 3, 5 days a week. Sheesh. Oh yeah, we were talking about the time in school. Thank you, Element. Yeah, it really puts it in perspective, right? And I bet somebody who's better at the maths could math for me, and we'll go from there. I'm Jack, says Jack. Nice to meet you all for the first time ever today.
Nice chat.
Nice chat to you as well. I'll link when I get home. I'll share some pages from my high school sketchbooks in the Discord. Please do. Please do. All right, it's time for birthdays this day in gaming history. If you know someone celebrating a birthday, please let us know, because we would like to celebrate with you. We're going to go to celebrity birthdays first, as I didn't have anybody on our GMS birthday calendar. Reminder, if you haven't already, please go to our Discord, which you can find at GMS.watch, and click on the link where to find GMS, or you can click on that link that I just shared in the chat, and that hit both YouTube, Twitch, and hopefully Facebook Gaming. So if you want to click on that, you've never visited our Discord, please join, and you can share the birthday that you have in the birthday chat. Also, to the rest of you in chat this morning, if you ever see somebody put their birthday in any of our live chats and you want to throw that in our Discord for us, that always is a great service. So thank you very much for doing that. All right, let's start with celebrity birthdays today. It is country singer Dolly Parton's 77th birthday. Over the last 3-4 years, I feel like I've heard the phrase, Dolly Parton is a good human being, more than I've ever heard in my life. I didn't understand that Dolly might be as well revered as she is. One reason for that is my understanding is Dolly is good at utilizing her money for actual good causes. I'm throwing out what I believe, or what I believe I know, but curious if I'm on the right track. So, a fun fact for Dolly, by the way, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2022. That was this last year. And it was November 5th that they had that induction. I guess, like, the very end of that was really cool because it was many people from the current class doing, like, a song with Dolly. So, there you go. Actress Katey Sagal turns 69 today. Okay, I'm thrown off. First off, 69th birthday.
Nice.
It says Katey, which to me reads Katie, but I always thought this person's name was Kathy. So if someone wants to figure that out for me, that'd be great. But last name Sagal, turned 69. Her father, Boris, was a director. This is really exciting because we were just talking about Married with Children back in the day, which is, you know, one of her earliest, if not most famous roles. And I was talking to a friend of mine who had the same issue with Married with Children that I did. And I actually have probably more than this one. But one of the oddest issues I had was... Do you remember the opening title sequence for Married with Children? It would open up with just normal text, and then for some reason the married would get slimed. Like, slime would trickle down from the word married and Married with Children. And I never understood that. It didn't make any sense to me. And it bothered me. And somebody else had that exact same issue with Married with Children before. So, I don't know. I found that very interesting, considering that we just talked about that show just the other day. So, here we are. All right, it's Shawn Wayans' 52nd birthday. The actor turns 52 today. One of his first TV show appearances was an episode of MacGyver. Okay, now I'm interested in that. There's so many things that I want to find out from today. But, like, Shawn Wayans, did Shawn play, like, a bit character in that episode of MacGyver? It's almost the same thing with, like, celebrity commercials, you know, when they were, before they were super famous, like, commercials that they used to do. So I'm kind of interested in that. Actress Drea de Matteo, Drea de Matteo, probably, turns 51 today. Drea's middle name is Donna. Donna de Matteo. Am I saying that one right? I'm not familiar, so I'm going to do the old Wikipedia search here. American actress, known best for playing Adriana La Cerva on The Sopranos from 1999 to 2006. Okay, never watched The Sopranos. Was also Gina Tribbiani on the spin-off of Friends, Joey, and was Wendy Case on Sons of Anarchy. I bring that up because Downs, referring to Katey Sagal, said she was the mom in Sons of Anarchy. Apparently, Drea de Matteo was the junkie mom in Sons of Anarchy. It's also on Desperate Housewives and Shades of Blue. So there you go. Let's see. Jodie Sweetin turns 41 today. Competed on the show Beyond the Edge in 2022. Oh, isn't this the, like, celebrities go through, like, military-style training? Jodie was one of the kids on Full House. And Olympic gold medalist Shawn Johnson East turns 31 today. Appeared as one of the experts during the episode, or an episode of The Wheel last year. Yeah. Shawn Johnson is married to somebody, and they're both athletes, I want to say. Let me look this up. Won the 2008 Olympic balance beam, was the gold medalist, and also the team all-around and floor exercise silver medalist at the 2008 Olympics. Let's see. Spouse is Andrew East. Andrew East played for a variety of teams, was a long snapper. But yeah, was 6'2", and Shawn was, or is 4'9". So that's the reason I remember that, because there was always these pictures of them together in drastically contrasted size. So there you go. No drummer birthdays on this, the 19th day of January. Some historical birthdays today. Janis Joplin had a birthday on January 19th. What was that? Was it Billy McGee? Janis Joplin had a great voice, a very unique voice. Edgar Allan Poe. Yo, you and me and Bobby McGee. That was it. Edgar Allan Poe had a birthday today as well. Scanning. Oh, comedian Frank Caliendo has a birthday today, 49 years old. Frank is very good on Instagram/TikTok. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with the birthdays today. So there you go. There are your birthdays. Good morning, and nice chat to Retro Hitch this morning.
Nice chat!
Who are you again? I am Hefty Goof. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here this morning. My birthday is on Sunday, and out of all of them, I am the only one I've heard of. Nice, Retro. Tune in on Monday. We do our Sunday birthdays on Monday. Chat, can you help me, or Retro yourself? Will you throw that into the channel in our Discord? Mel B says, okay, I'll come back later, getting dressed, going for a walk. We'll see you in a little bit. Yeah, I hope you have a great birthday, Retro, says Link. Jack said I really want to say today's interview, but of course I have to work. That's lame. You can always catch it on demand on our YouTube channel. By the way, we also have our interview from yesterday when we talked to Gabe Gerwin about Xbox Live turning 20. You didn't get the joke, damn it. Who are you, Memory Day? Oh, no. Oh, I get it. And out of all of them, I'm the only one I've heard of. I think I get it. Maybe I don't. Let's do this day in gaming history before I run out of time. This day in 1998, Capcom releases the Resident Evil 2 video game for PlayStation and Nintendo 64. Hitch says I don't get it. Yeah, I know. I tried. Resident Evil 2. I played that game, and my biggest appreciation for Resident Evil 2 was the fact that it had some semblance of auto-aiming, because that was the hardest thing to do in the original Resident Evil, was not run out of ammo. Always running out of ammo, all the time. In the year 2000, Enix releases the Dragon Warrior Monsters video game for Game Boy Color that was available in the US. In the year 2000. In 2005, Columbia Pictures releases the film Are We There Yet? In theaters in the US and Canada. The video game Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem is played. Those are definitely usually deleted because kind of a waste of time. But since we didn't, here we go. Are We There Yet? I want to say that was that an Ice Cube movie? Let's see. Are We There Yet? The year was 2005, as we mentioned. The cast included, yes, Ice Cube, Nia Long, and others. The premise: to impress a foxy divorcee, ladies' man Nick offers to take her kids on an extended road trip, unaware of the torture he's in for. Rated 4.7 out of 10. 4.7 out of 10. 2005, mentioned that one. 2009, Electronic Arts releases the Skate 2 video game for PlayStation 3 and, Bob,
Xbox 360.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it very much. Bob's having a good show.
You're welcome.
All right, perfect. That is your This Day in Gaming History. I am Hefty Goof. Next hour, we'll take you through a list of the day. Today is Good Memory Day. Is that what it is? Like how I had to remember what today's topic of the day was. It is, in fact, Good Memory Day. We'll share some factoids about it. We'll also give you 10 ways on how to improve your memory. So we have that for you coming up next hour. We'll also have sports. Element of One says Ice Cube, the gangster rapper in a family comedy. Drew Mega says yes. Look at Ice Cube's filmography. He's done a wide variety of movies. Ice Cube did Are We There Yet? And the sequel. I've learned it. Retro, hey, good news. Your birthday is now in the Discord. Hopefully by Sunday, I'll figure out your joke. But happy birthday in advance. We'll actually wish you the formal happy birthday coming up on Monday's edition of Gaming Morning Show. All right, lots to get to. It's been a good show so far, and excited for the rest of it as well. Stick around. More to come. It's Gaming Morning Show, January 19th, 2023. Happy Thursday on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter Spaces, GamingMorningShow.tv.
We checked the grass, we checked the bushes. 3 months passed before neighbor Sarah Beckman spotted something unusual while out for a run down the street from the Yu family's home. I noticed a little hermit crab on the side of the sidewalk in our neighborhood, she said. Our own kids have some hermit crabs, so I guess it caught my eye as something that just didn't belong there. Beckman, this is a mistyping, but I'm going to read it as is because it makes it so much better. Beckman told the crab home and put it in the enclosure with her kids' pets. She posted on Facebook asking if anyone in the area was missing an escape artist pet. She soon received a reply from you. Go home. Home.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Crap. Home now.
Good news, though. Kaiser is now back home, but the Yu family said they have many questions.
And they fall in love. Maybe that's a Hallmark movie.
Starring Jennifer Love Hewitt.
And Lacey Chabray. She was an overworked commercial executive in New York City and then moved to the small city to become a artisan bread maker. And when she needed to get garlic ready for her wheat sourdough,
she couldn't get it small enough
until this person moved to town. Yeah, that's not bad. It's a good starting point.
Then they fell in love at Christmas.
Slap chop for
not?
love.
Or whatever her name was. Because she just felt like her entire body was round and it was really funny to watch.
Yeah.
She was a good sport.
Why don't I know the player though? Who's Andrew East play for?
He's Andrew. How do you not know Andrew East? He played in the NFL. No, I would never do that.
Sure. Yep.
He was a long snapper, I think. You think he played for the Washington football team? Funny story. He's from Indy. He actually went to North Central here in Indianapolis, Indiana. But he's played for a few teams. You know, he played off the top of my head. I think he played for like the Chiefs and the Seahawks and like maybe the Raiders, the Rams. He went back to the Raiders because he liked them so much. Then he went to Jacksonville for a short while. Then he played for the Memphis Express, who we all know and love. And then he finished out his career with the Washington football team.
Seems suspiciously chronological, Mike.
No. Those were I just threw all of them out there.
Quiet said, I've been popping my own popcorn and using oil/avocado oil. Or sorry, olive/avocado oil instead of butter. It's pretty okay. Okay.
I've seen that as a trend. So
It was pretty okay.
Drew Mega had mentioned Chicago style popcorn, which I think you noticed. Anytime I visit Chicago, I have to come back with a few bags of Garrett's.
So is it like popcorn underneath just like a layer of butter that you can't see through? Yep. Is it as crappy as Chicago style pizza?
Wow.
That's right, I said it. Chicago style pizza is the Vince slap chop of pizzas.
The opinions of Look at Smyko do not necessarily accurately reflect all of those at Gaming Morning Show. We will not be held liable for any slander turned toward the third biggest city in the country.
Where's pizza?
An Old Bay on popcorn is pretty okay. Like you mentioned, Lady K had mentioned chili and lime popcorn, said it was so good. Top of the Moron to you, Pickling. Thank you for being here.
Top of the Moron.
Hello. Even though I met you guys through Bombi, I'm also a follower of Rugs as well. Well, thank you for being here. We're going to have Rugs play 5 questions GMS coming up today at 8:20 a.m. Pacific time. So stick around for that. There's a 24-hour stream coming up on Friday. I am JF Down says toffee is really common here. Would you try toffee popcorn?
Probably. I mean, I like caramel popcorn, so I like toffee. Give it a shot. I wouldn't buy like a 9-gallon bag. I'd probably be like, can I have a little taste first? And then you'd be good.
That'd be a big swing. Go and get the 9-gallon bag of stuff you've never tried before. This is the one. I know it.
I just feel it in my bones, and you're dragging it behind you as you walk through the fair. That'd be wonderful.
First chance. Which one fits better?
You can Hertha or root for when we root for the Rugs. I guess.
Pickling says, I'm a Berliner myself. My family is split between Hertha and Union, so I don't think that helps us very much.
No, DFB Pokal is what the name of it is called. What does it say? What it says? It's just the DFB Pokal. It's a German knockout football cup competition held annually. So does it not stand for anything? Is it just the DFB Pokal?
What's that knockoff Lightning McQueen?
What?
Say the name of the tournament again.
DFB Pokal?
Okay. Lightning McQueen knockoff.
I don't get it.
Lightning McQueen's catchphrase is ka-chow.
Gosh. We check the grass, we check the bushes.
My heart is full and right for you. Oh, for you. Things are changing now.
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, List of the Day and Sports. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. And follow us on Twitter at WatchGMS. Time for hour number 2, right now.
Morning, gamer. Welcome back. Gaming Morning Show continues. So glad and thankful that you are with us on this particular day, Thursday, January 19th, 2023. I'm Hefty Goof. That's Sports.Gaming's Puppet Pal on the left side of your screen. Shawn is unfortunately feeling under the weather, has COVID. I'm not anticipating, though I haven't actually asked Shawn, that he'll be back anytime this week, maybe hopefully back on Monday. My biggest hope is that Shawn will be back by the time Tuesday rolls around, because from 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, we're scheduled to have a GMS Plays Live, as Sports.Gaming is planning to stream God of War Ragnarok, a Let's Play with Sports.wife, who is, well, Sports.Gaming's wife. And we would like you to check it out, but you can also see those two streaming together, or at least hear them streaming together on Sports.Gaming's channel, which is, twitch.tv/sports.gaming. So there's an option if you haven't already followed. You are invited to do so on Twitch. And then, of course, please check us out on Instagram at Gaming Morning Show. We are going to be doing more with Instagram in the upcoming year, but certainly already with our Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News. When Shawn is in the news chair, we often, if not every day, share that on our Instagram. So Instagram.com/Gaming Morning Show. There you go. Twitter Spaces died for some reason, not entirely sure. Good morning and nice chat to a couple of folks who have joined us. Nice chat to Dungeon Meowster KJ.
Nice chat.
And
a warm welcome to our official head of research and development, K-Laugh.
Yes, K-Laugh is here. It's great to see you. Thank you for being with us this morning. Says, I like taking notes because we asked the question, it's Good Memory Day. How good is your memory? And anything that helps with your memory, and that's something that maybe Calaf uses as notes. I'd also write down a lot of stuff. Early on in my sports broadcast career, my mentor was frustrated with me because I would have conversations with coaches preparing for games, and in the background, they could hear me using my keyboard. I've always typed significantly faster and more clearly than I write, and so I've always opted to try to use any electronic means that I can for note-taking. And so I would be typing, and he would always tell me he was frustrated because you could hear the typing in the background of the phone call, and he's like, you need to make sure that they know that you're listening to them. But what I've learned since receiving that feedback is I just remember things a lot better if I write them down, especially like out of meetings and stuff like that. Sorry, microphone. And so, yeah, I'm the same kind of way, I suppose, where if I can have like a running notes log, even when I talk to, people I talk to on a regular basis, like Wallstormer from Intelligame, anything that Wallstormer is working on, I'll be, writing notes just so that I can refer back to it the next time we talk. So yeah, if you follow Intelligame, which you should please, it's a fantastic place, connections between games and the real world. Josh currently, last I checked, was playing the painting game with the dog. Oh, we talked about it. Chicory. And apparently that game has a lot of good and thoughtful moments that, only Josh does. I mean, not only Josh, but Josh does just such a great job of relating, games to events that are going on in life. So definitely worth checking out. Also spent some time yesterday watching Chris M.E. play Vampire Survivors, which is an interactive Twitch game. So if you're going through and watching, you can also start to choose things that happen in the game, which was really cool. And then I also had the pleasure of going over to Kim Chica's stream too. I want to give the big shout out to Kim Chica, because right now Jenny is playing Elden Ring, and it's really fun to hear somebody who has a pretty extensive knowledge of the world of how video games are made play what I think was the game of the year last year. So it's been a very enjoyable experience. KJ says OneNote has been a game changer for taking notes and organizational lifestyle. There are lots of great note apps, OneNote of which is a good one. I used Evernote for a good amount of time. Evernote's now become kind of my archive because it does keep certain things really easily, like pictures of receipts and those kind of things. But I've just started using Google Docs for almost all of my notes, because in the search bar on Google Drive, you can type in a word and it will scan all of the text inside Google Docs. So I'm with you, KJ. Having some sort of note app or note system that's electronic can be hugely helpful. I did like Evernote because it did also scan the text of PDFs and stuff too. It was pretty intense. Drew Mega says, but Friday, that was so good. We talked about Ice Cube in the first hour because we got into a discussion of movies that somebody was in. It was quite the rabbit hole. But we did it. We had fun, and now we're back. So 1 hour from now, we will talk to the outstanding Twitch streamer GaebPride, who's going to be having a wonderful charity stream coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time. If you're not already familiar with it, I want to invite you to check out the tweet that talks more about it. But it is benefiting Stream for a Cause, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So check it out. Gabe is one of my absolute favorite personalities on the internet, and excited to find more about GamePride in general. That's what 5 Questions GMS is for. Also very excited to play that game for the first time since March of 2022. I've missed that game terribly, and excited to get back into it hopefully soon. We already have some other 5 Questions GMS guests line up coming up in the next few weeks, so very happy to start getting some names on the books for what is probably my favorite segment. So if you missed our interview yesterday, it was not a 5 Questions GMS, but it was an interview, and we tried to share those interviews on our YouTube page after they happen. You can find it on our YouTube page now. We talked to Gabe Gerwin of GameSpot, and we just talked about Xbox Live turning 20 years old, and some of the changes and ways that had an impact in the online gaming space historically, but also figuring out like what's kind of next in online gaming. And in a way, Gabe pointed out that Xbox is already kind of ahead in that department too. It's not exclusively online gaming, but with their Game Pass offering, I mean, they're really leading the way again with almost like the next wave of, the way that games are played, the next wave of innovation in that regard. So it was a really fun interview. And we also talked about baseball, which I always appreciate. Speaking of which, we'll have sports coming up in about 30 minutes from now. All right, I do have some fun facts about Good Memory Day. Also, we'll share a list of the day coming up in just a little bit. 10 ways on how to improve your memory. So if you've been looking for a way to get better at remembering things, maybe this will help you. And I don't know, I want to say my memory is pretty okay, but I don't do it. Here's one area where I wish I could improve my memory. I don't remember moments as well as I wish I did. So I'll get in situations where, do you remember that one time we did this? And it'll be sometimes recent. Like, remember this time last year when we did this? And I'll be like, no, I'm sorry, I don't. I want to, but I don't. And so I'm worried that I don't put enough, like, emphasis on remembering important things, especially things that sometimes can be more important to others. I'm very curious about other people, and I like to hear their stories. I wish my brain would retain that moment past the moment in time. So that's frustrating, because I'll forget, certain situations people are going through and whatnot, and that makes me feel like I'm not doing a good enough job of investing in them. Whereas now I'm kind of learning that I think it just might be my brain. It's not like a lack of caring. It just takes some information and gets rid of it instead of like storing onto it. But I also know that there's like different supplements you can take. What was it, ginkgo? And I've never started taking those, but it's probably something I should, especially because, yeah, there's a lot of memory issues that have inflicted, difficult times for my wife's family over the years. And so, I know that those two things aren't the same. I'm not, genetically the same as they are. But if I can try to take care of my memory and have that last a long time, then hopefully that'll be a good thing. Good thing for everyone, not just me. If you have any coffee recommendations, we do have a coffee section in our Discord. You can always throw those recommendations in there, and then we'll try to find a way to bring them onto the show. We've also been reaching out to some of the companies that you all suggest and trying to build connections for partnerships. So if you have any coffee companies that you know of or that your friends talk highly of, feel free to refer those to us. And again, there's a coffee section in the Discord. I also want to say that JF Downs has already or will consider putting together a Google map of all these locations too, so that for some reason, we take GMS on the road. Like next Friday, I'll likely be doing the show from Seattle again. Then we can also check out coffee places. I wonder if there's a coffee place in Seattle. There is. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I'm also curious, like, what are the hardest things for people to remember, too? I know some folks have a very difficult time with names, and I've seen that there are many techniques, out in the real world that are designed to help with that. One of my favorites is repeating the name, as soon as you meet somebody, trying to echo back their name to them quickly. There's actually a technique in interviews, too, as an interview subject. If you're being interviewed, not for jobs, but like for the like on TV or radio or something, and that is where you answer the person's question and then say their name with the question. So if you were to ask me, Hefty Goof, where did you get that hat? And I would say, well, your name. I got this hat from someplace, and it needs to be washed. That's a good technique because it makes the person feel like they're being listened to. So, Town says Seattle doesn't have coffee. Yeah, no coffee in Seattle. No. Oh, we almost avoided the shutout. We're gonna get shut out. We got shut out. All right, we're losers. That's okay. It's 7:24 West Coast time. It's 10:24 out east. It is 3:24 for those watching GMS in the UK. Jeez, beating up my microphone today. Thank you for being here. I am Hefty Goof. Such a pleasure to have you along for the ride on this Thursday. Hope your weekend plans are getting secure, whether those are just plans of relaxation or if you have things you're actually going to do. I'm on the road again this weekend on Friday. I got basketball 3 days in a row, including tonight. So I got a lot of work to do. But nonetheless, it's going to be a good weekend. Sunday, looking forward to relaxing, probably watching some of the NFL games. We have sports coming up in 25 minutes from now. And then in an hour from now, we'll talk to outstanding Twitch personality GaebPride, who is hosting that event, as I mentioned, tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific time. It is the Stream Supreme Drag Pageant Charity Stream. That starts at 3 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/GabePride. All right, let's get you our list of the day. This one also has to do with memory. I mentioned I'd share some facts about Good Memory Day. This comes to us from nationaltoday.com. Good Memory Day observed on January 19th every year to cherish good memories from our past and present while making new ones for the future. On this holiday, we love to scroll through old photo albums and share a good laugh over a funny moment. As the name suggests, this day is also the perfect occasion to test how good your memory is. Come up with a memory game based on major childhood events and have a memorable day. Plan a fun day out with your family or make that pending call to your best friend today. So, there's some options available to you. You can do that now while you're watching the show, or you can do it when you have a chance. It's completely and entirely up to you.
It's time for Ask Jeff. It's time for Ask Jeff. Ask Jeff.
Yeah.
Do you have a good memory?
Do I have a good memory?
Yeah.
Sure.
Jeff has a good memory. There you go. I just did what the instructions said. It said, maybe make that pending call to your best friend. I did it. Check one off the to-do list. And Jeff has a good memory, so there you go. All right, let's do list of the day. This has to do with 10 ways on how to improve your memory. This comes to you courtesy of BetterHelp and the BetterHelp editorial team. I'm going to be honest. This could be an SEO list, but here we are. Seems like Jeff was playing for extra airtime there, says Downs. That's true. But didn't I just say it's sometimes a decent enough technique where you echo back? I said the person's name, but you could echo back the question. That's one of the ones that Jeff did, one of those techniques. Now, Kayla says that was one of the most Ask Jeffs we've had in a while. Wow. Yeah. It's a textbook Ask Jeff. This article opens up, while some people naturally have a good memory, other people often find that they have to work hard to remember new information or have, well, let's cue this up, eidetic memory. Chat, help me out with this one. Oh, no. That one, that second one. Any idea? Am I close? I feel like I'm not close. So, yeah. That's true, Downs. We did hit a milestone recently with the mispronunciation counter. We went to 250, so we're a quarter of the way to 1,000. What will happen first? Will we reach 1,000 and don't let the person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth? Or will we reach 1,000 on old Hefty's mispronunciation counter? Quiet's going to give me, I believe it is eidetic or eidetic memory. I did what now? Says Downs. Anyway, even if you have never had a great memory, there are lots of things you can do to improve your memory and ability to recall information. 1. All right, here we go. There's memory improvement games, so you can play different games on your computer, tablet, smartphone, or game system. There are also several board games that exercise your memory as well. Playing games that require you to memorize and remember information will give you much needed practice that can build up your ability to remember other information later on. I've never tried any of the apps. If you have, there was one that was heavily advertised in the last year. And I don't, ironically, coincidentally, remember what it is. So, here we are. Number 2. Brain boosting activities. So, your brain is a muscle, and just like other muscles in your body, you need to have repetitions to keep them in shape. We mentioned those activities like puzzles, crossword puzzles, logic problems, word puzzles. Those can help. You can also research for personal use a good method of keeping your neural pathways firing in all cylinders. Brain boosting activities need to have 4 characteristics. It should teach you something new, whether it's a new skill or some kind of information. Also, it should be challenging. Activities that are easy or too easy aren't working your brain. It should give you a skill that you can build on for the future, and it should be rewarding. 3. Physical exercise also gives you brain boosts. So, if you feel foggy, maybe do some cardio. Exercising can help clear the cobwebs. So, maybe get up, get moving, and that help you regain some equilibrium. I think I had this conversation with Kim Chico, but one of the ways that you can get some of your best mindfulness might be taking a walk around the neighborhood. So if you have that opportunity and you're feeling like you're not doing your most optimal work, maybe take that break and go around, get the blood flowing. 4. Sleep hygiene. Apparently that's also good for memory abilities. When your brain doesn't get enough rest, it doesn't function on higher levels. It's a good idea to have regular sleep schedules and stick to those times even on holidays and weekends. If you get a full 8 hours of rest and still frequently feel tired, you may not be getting quality sleep. There's different things like sleep apnea. Me and Hefty Wife are looking at buying a new mattress in the very near future. So hopefully we'll be able to do that so that we can get some better sleep as well. 5. Limit stress and anxiety. Okay. I'm going to just read what they wrote. When you're under a lot of stress, your mind can't focus and function as well as it can when you are relaxed. Excuse me. There are several things you can do to eliminate or manage stress to keep it from affecting your memory. First, set realistic expectations. You have to have reasonable goals and boundaries. Be willing to tell people no when it comes to being when it will be too stressful to say yes. Also, make sure you are doing what you need to relax. Take lots of breaks throughout the day and make sure that you are getting equal leisure time. Sure. I mean, yes, I get it. 6. The structure of that's very difficult. Very difficult. Eat brain-boosting foods. Omega-3 fatty acids found in certain types of fish are not just good for your heart, also good for your brain. Flaxseed, walnuts, squash beans, spinach, broccoli, and soybeans are others. In addition to that, limit your intake of other foods. Studies have shown that a diet high in saturated fat can increase your risk for dementia or memory loss conditions. Also, according to this website, you should limit your caffeine intake, although a small amount of caffeine in the mornings can boost memory. 7. Treat health conditions related to cognitive impairment. Addressing these can greatly improve your memory. There have been links to heart disease and memory loss. Diabetes patients also see a faster decline in memory than people without the disease. Finally, some medications have been found to cause short-term memory loss. Avoid these medications or switching to other types of treatments can help bring back some memory. This medication have been found. Medications that have been found to cause memory loss include painkillers, antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, sleep aids, and certain cholesterol medications. Again, according to BetterHelp.com.
8.
Supplements to improve memory. You can take, again, things with omega-3 fatty acids. That helps. Another study showed that patients with Alzheimer's had improved memory with supplements of physostigmine and lecithin. You know, this is why we link to the article. Because Hefty struggles with words sometimes. I don't think we got to 10. Maybe we did. I'm kind of over the list already. Not over it. That's unfair to the list. The list was fine. That list was fine. There's other ways to boost your recall of things and stuff. So anyway, there you go. Also, my other piece of hope for you is just do what works well for you. These lists are great to give you ideas, but if you find something that works well for you, damn it, just do those kind of things. All right, human memory has been a topic of study since the time of Aristotle, according to nationaltoday.com. The earliest attempts to understand memory are found in Aristotle's treatise on the soul, Treatise. He was the first individual to compare the human mind to a blank slate and advocated that human beings are a total of their experiences. Later, English empiricist John Locke popularized the idea and coined the term tabula rasa. In the mid-1880s, German philosopher Hermann Ebbinghaus studied memory from a scientific point of view. He conducted several experiments using lists of nonsense syllables to form meaningful words. Based on his work, he classified memory into 3 types: sensory, short-term, and long-term. Ebbinghaus is also behind the concepts of the learning curve and the forgetting curve. So there you go. There's a whole bunch of stuff related to memory. Link said, see, I just try to remember stuff by constantly doing research on whatever is my latest hyperfixation. You know, honestly, I like that too. Like, have you not noticed birthdays, especially when I'm flying solo? It's usually like the deep dive into like their Wikipedia or IMDb page or something. So, yeah, it's interesting. All right, there you go. That is 10 ways to improve your memory, courtesy of BetterHelp.com. All right. Let's see. What are some other reminders to pass along to you on this Thursday? One is to download the Monsters and Friends podcast. Exceptional creation from Look It's Mike O about cryptids, mythics, and lore. Cryptics, legends, and lore.
It was Sasquatch.
Definitely worth checking out. And also tonight, Look It's Mike O will be streaming on Twitch. So if you have not seen any of the recent Look It's Mike O streams, please check those out. Going to be streaming on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sunday on Twitch. So, again, invite you to check that out. And if you have not followed already, please do. Let me see. Look, it's Mike O. Was streaming on Tuesday? No, was streaming 1 week ago. Ended up going back to Minecraft. Has also streamed Blair Witch. No, that was 2 years ago. That was a while ago. Yeah, it was a week ago that Mike last streamed, so I must have missed the Sunday stream. But went to Minecraft. 1 week ago, The Sims 4 was another game that he played. Also was doing It Came From Steam for a while. So, anyway, check out Look It's Mike O streaming on the internet, on Twitch. So, there you go. All right, we're in a pretty good place. It's time to see what we're tracking at this hour. It's 7:38.
You can news if you wanna.
Last hour, we told you a story of a returned ring that was found by somebody, I believe, in Illinois, and then it ended up being returned to somebody in Texas. Now, we're going to tell you about a new job that you may be interested in, especially if you want to make nearly $400,000. This is a story from Patrick Hillsman of UPI. It turns out that Netflix is looking for a flight attendant for one of its private jets, and according to the job posting, compensation can reach $385,000. Now, this is on the streaming services website, the job listing. The job description on Netflix's site does not specify an exact salary. The posting says, quote, the overall market range for the position is $60,000 to $385,000. That's too much of a range. The flight attendant will operate out of San Jose, fly on a G550 Super mid-sized jet. Specifications for the position, laid out by Netflix, require the flight attendant to be based in Northern California and to, quote, embrace the Netflix culture of freedom and responsibility. The position requires the employee to be FAA certified, able to assist procuring aircraft stock before trips, and able to carry 30-pound bags. Listen, if you're in the market, if you're looking for a new gig, just go get FAA certified real quick. You know what I heard the other day? This is kind of related because it's job, adjacent. I heard that to become a phlebotomist, somebody who takes, blood for labs, you have to do a 2-day course, 2-day certification, and then you can do that job. Now, I'm horrible around blood, so I would never be able to do that because I pass out when you take my blood, let alone if I were to try to take yours. Bad mix. But I guess it's only a 2-day certification. If anyone's been in that field, let me know if I have that right, but I saw that on a YouTube video the other day, and I was surprised because I thought that took a lot more experience. I thought you had to go to not like medical school, but like had to take prerequisites. I thought phlebotomy was like a step up on the way to something else. I had no clue. And maybe I still don't because I'm telling you that I saw this the other day and I'm not entirely sure if it's accurate. So here we are. Anyway, that's what we're tracking at this hour on this morning radio show that plays games. GabePride coming up in about 40 minutes. We'll talk more about the stream charity, the charity stream rather, that Gabe's going to have coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And also, if you haven't already, you're invited to go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/heftygoof, and give it a follow. Yesterday, maybe, as some of you said in the first hour, maybe in an effort to just avoid having to do real adult responsibilities, and because I was having a fun time playing Apex Legends at the tail end of yesterday, I ended up streaming Apex Legends on my Facebook gaming page. So you can check it out, facebook.com/heftygoof. I'm there. Good morning to GabePride. It is so good to see you. Speaking of which, Gabe will be joining us live on the show.
Nice chat!
In about 40 minutes from now, we'll play 5 Questions GMS and talk more about the upcoming charity stream tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/GabePride. Thank you so much for being here. We've learned so far that there's a chance that Bob, our voice from the box, is actually Solid Snake from the Metal Gear Solid series, because we had a gaming morning show, Morning Gaming News story about how some actual military folks use that to try to trick an AI robot during different drills that they were doing to try to better the AI. So that was interesting in and of itself. We learned that Keith Anthony's pup, who you can find in our Discord in the pets page, may not feel too well. So if you have some positive vibes to send to a doggy, you can. We learned flashbacks to childhood memories can happen, and sometimes can help you realize or remember things from your childhood when you're back in like settings like that. We learned that some people have had success trying to remember things by using music. We've also learned that Retro Hitch was trying to tell me a joke, and I failed horribly at understanding what that joke was supposed to be. So, there you go. Welcome back to Link as well, who's back in the chat after a step away. I've hit 250 plus on my mispronunciation counter over the lifetime of the show, and in reality it's probably significantly more. And we had a very solid Ask Jeff segment where I call my friend Jeff and ask a question. It was amazing. Clinically acclaimed, as some say. And then we talked about GMS Tuesday nights. Of course, if Sports.Gaming is feeling healthy enough. Right now, in COVID protocol, started feeling bad on Tuesday and took a COVID test. Sports.Doc wife has also tested positive since we last spoke. So hopefully their household is in as good of shape as they can be. I know for a fact that this is the second time that Sports.Doc wife has tested positive. Also, Hefty Wife reminded me that Hefty Wife has had it now twice as well. Because when I got it exactly 2 months ago, Sports.Doc wife also tested positive. At the very tail end, following Hefty's son, Hefty daughter never did test positive. So, yeah. Anyway, lots of things that I worry about with it, and trying to encourage everybody to do the best they can. Tonight I have to work an event, so I'm going to be masking up as is recommended. If you show symptoms, I don't have symptoms, so I'm going to just mask up for the sake of being protective. So hopefully that'll help the people that I am in close proximity with not get it, if I am carrying it. So I'm hoping that if you've had it in the last 3 months, that's supposed to help you prevent getting it again. I'm hoping that that is the case for me. Although, who knows? Maybe this is the Kraken, the Kraken variant, which I don't like that name. I feel bad for, the hockey team out of Seattle, but I guess it's probably silly to be worrying about something like that. Yeah, we'll take a look at the NFL playoff weekend in sports coming up in about 5 minutes from now. There's also coaches being interviewed for openings in the NFL and for open positions beyond just the head coaching spot. So we'll update you on those. We'll take a look at the other headlines. Also take a look at the scoreboard yesterday. I'm trying to think. I didn't watch any sports yesterday. I'm up to season 5 of the TV show Suits, which was a USA show that ran from 2012 to 2019. As Downs explained to me that actually was going on whilst Meghan Markle was marrying Prince Harry. Meghan Markle's in that show. Season 5 so far has been less enjoyable than prior seasons, but by no means have I disliked the show. But I ran into that with Lost. When I watched that while it was actually on, in real time, tuning in week to week, Lost me around season 4, kind of after everybody had gotten off the island, and now you were just kind of doing a lot more like backstory stuff. I didn't enjoy it as much by that point. I think because I was so invested in like uncovering so much more of the mysteries of the island and how they're going to get off the island, and a lot of like the who's who, and are they survivors from the plane crash? Are they from the place where everyone's like living? Does that make sense? Like, once we got kind of past that point, I was fairly over it. And so I'm hoping this isn't that kind of turning point in Suits. There's definitely some redundancy to, situations that are happening in the show, which gets frustrating. But no, I've still enjoyed the show. So hopefully we'll get to the finish line with this one. But I think there's like 9 seasons overall that I have to get to watch. So Link is getting an egg sandwich. Please bring one for us, of course, because they're delicious.
Remember, if you're getting food, you must show and tell when you come back.
I'm going to be reheating a steak breakfast burrito in the air fryer coming up after the show. So I'm very excited about that. I had ordered a sausage breakfast burrito yesterday and had a, get 40% off when you buy, $25 or something like that. So it's like, okay, I'll get 2 And I'd actually planned to eat the other one for like lunch or something, but it turns out that the other one was too much. So, of course, I will share. It's a crime if I didn't. That's how you know I was a fake Link.
What's for breakfast?
Thank you, Link. Put it into the What You Eatin' Discord channel at twitch.tv/ No, what am I saying? Not twitch.tv. At GMS.watch / where to find GMS. All right, 7:49 West Coast time. It is 10:49 out east, and it is 3:49 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. It's time for sports. Yeah, lots of stuff going on NFL-wise. I'll try to click on the headlines first because I always go to scores and try to give you information about what happened recent days on the scoreboard, and then sometimes I don't get to any of the headlines. Of course, sports on this morning radio show that plays games, brought to you by King Gray. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have fired offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich. Sweeping staff changes are expected. This according to Jared Dubbin of CBS Sports. This was posted about 7 minutes ago. The 31-14 loss to the Dallas Cowboys might have been the nail in the coffin for Leftwich. I don't know. Leftwich was a head coaching candidate just a couple of years ago. Had served as Tampa Bay's offensive coordinator since 2019. This article saying, in particular, the Bucs' run game was a disaster in 2022. Yet Leftwich was consistently among the most heavy run play callers on early downs. So maybe that's part of the criticism. Yeah. Byron Leftwich, considered among the finalists for the Jacksonville Jaguars head coaching job last offseason. That was where he played a majority of his career. Now it'll be up to someone to hire Byron Leftwich. So that's a bummer. I always liked Byron Leftwich. So, all right, what else? Red Sox, according to a rumor of R.J. Anderson on CBS Sports, Red Sox add veteran outfielder Raimel Tapia. A's not considering a Ramon Laureano. Nope. Laureano trade? There we go. Chiefs, Pats among the teams set to play in the international games next year. Bills will be in London. Chiefs, Patriots will be in Germany. NFL announced that its 5 designated teams to play in the international games in London and Germany will include the Kansas City Chiefs. They'll play in one of 2 games in Germany. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills will play in London. Tennessee Titans, Jacksonville Jaguars, and New England Patriots also selected as the 5 designated teams to play overseas in 2023. So there you go. There's some of your sports headlines. Scoreboard yesterday. Your Calgary Flames lost 4-1 to Colorado. It wasn't even remotely close. Brutal game for the Flames. Tampa Bay beat Vancouver on the road 5-2. Boston over the Islanders, also a road win for the Bruins, 4-1. Ottawa, a home win over Pittsburgh in overtime, 5-4. And San Jose beat Dallas 5-3 at home. Your playoff teams, as it stands right now, Eastern Conference: Bruins, Maple Leafs, Lightning, Hurricanes, Devils, Rangers. Capitals and Penguins are the wild card. Islanders 1 point back of the Penguins for the final wild card spot. And the next closest on the outside looking in is 4 points away. Jets, Stars, Wild, Golden Knights, Kraken, Kings in the divisions for the Western Conference. Oilers, Flames would also make the playoffs if they started today, but with that win yesterday, the Avalanche moved closer to the final wildcard spot. The defending Stanley Cup champs are now 2 points behind your Calgary Flames. Atlanta, Washington, Miami, Charlotte all won yesterday in the NBA, as did Sacramento on the road over the Lakers. Home wins for Memphis, Oklahoma City, Utah, and Denver in the NBA as well. All right. That is your sports, brought to you as always by King Gray. Please find King Gray on the internet. Good morning and nice chat to Ambassador of the Final Hour crew. Hey, it's Brendan TTV.
Nice chat.
It's good to see you. Brendan likely streaming later on today, so please check that out by going to twitch.tv/hey, it's Brendan TTV. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your day, Brendan, and thank you for stopping by and saying Happy Chaos Thursday. Let's see. Link, one moment, gotta remove all my piercings for an MRI. Thank you for sharing. Travis, Casey, Kate Zaid, and Austin Tack all celebrating sub-anniversaries this week. If you would like to become a Patreon subscriber, you can go to patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. Some of the things that we have in our current subscriber tier for you to enjoy includes an exclusive subscriber show and name of the month giveaways. Right now, if you are a Patreon subscriber, go to our Discord, click on the Patreon only chat, and hopefully get in on the December name of the month giveaway. And that is Headbangers and Holiday Hell, which you can check out right now at twitch.tv, or sorry, at Discord. Discord.gg/ all that stuff that I just posted in the chat. So, all right, we're going to take a break, come back. Next hour, we'll play 5 Questions GMS with GaebPride. Very excited to talk to the outstanding Twitch streamer about the upcoming charity stream, the Stream Supreme Drag Pageant Charity Stream, which is coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Today is National Popcorn Day, Tenderness Toward Existence Day, Get to Know Your Customers Day, National Lucy Day, among other days of the day. You can find all of those in the description on Facebook Gaming and on YouTube, where you can always give us a quick thumbs up, which certainly helps the show. I'm Hefty Goof. We will come back with more Gaming Morning Show in just a moment. Final Hour Crew is next on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, GamingMorningShow.tv.
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show. Don't let the person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth. And GMS Morning Gaming Renews. Get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay. And the clip of the day. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. All ahead on Gaming Morning Show. And we play 5 questions. Time for hour number 3, right now.
Morning, gamer. Welcome back. Gaming Morning Show continues. Thank you so much for being part of it, wherever you may be, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningshow.tv. I am Hefty Goof. It is an absolute pleasure to be with you on this Thursday, January 19th, 2023. I hope the first month of the year is going as good as it can for you and will continuously improve up until the 31st day of the month. Sports.gaming is a puppet pal to my left. The real Sports.gaming is in COVID protocol. Hopefully we'll have Shawn back maybe early part of next week. The hard part too is once Shawn is feeling pretty okay, there's somebody else who is in the studio where he broadcasts from in the morning. Hopefully that won't affect us, but we'll find out a little bit later. You can follow me at Hefty Goof on Twitter, and you can also follow the show at Watch GMS, the first 2 hours of which are broadcast as an audio-only option in Twitter Spaces. You can also find us as a podcast wherever podcasts are available to you. I also encourage you to give us a follow on Instagram, where we post the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News after every single show that Shawn is here to deliver them. And I'm not just pretending to be Shawn with his puppet pal on screen. We are about 15 minutes away from talking to GaebPride and playing 5 questions GMS. We'll learn about the upcoming charity stream on Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then also we'll have your takeaways that were pretty okay, clip of the day, and more. Thank you so much for being part of it on this Thursday.
Hello to the Final Hour crew.
Hello to the Final Hour crew. Hey, it's Brendan, TTV ambassador of the Final Hour crew is here. So is Link.
Hello, FHC.
It's good to see you. Dungeon Master KJ was here, had the jet. GabePride, though, is in the chat this morning as well. Great to see Mel B on YouTube over the course of the morning. Also have had Quiet I Am Gaming. I am JF Downs has been here. Drew Mega, our head of research and development, K-Laugh, has been with us throughout the course of the morning as well. We've had Quiet I Am Gaming in the show. Retro Hitch stopped by earlier in the first hour crew as well, and many others, including Jack and Scott Chick. Keith Anthony was here in addition. It's great to see so many of you. Thank you for stopping by, and if I missed your name or you're listening or lurking, thank you so much for being part of this morning radio show that plays games. Bob teased that we were going to play Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth, but I am fairly afraid of blowing the all-time record and Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth whilst Shawn is not here. And so instead, we're going to, for the second straight day, play a different game.
Words on String.
Which actually was fairly fun yesterday, and by all accounts, still kind of a word game. In fact, it's literally a word game. Still kind of the same vibe, right? We guess letters, we figure out some things. So if you haven't had a chance to play this game, it is fairly easy to do. What you have to do is just start putting words that you see into the chat. If you're watching on Twitch, it's very simple. And then we go from there. So it's a countdown. You can also scan the QR code, but all that does is take you to another place where you have to sign in on Twitch. So it really doesn't save a whole lot of time. Link says, no, but The balloons. The balloons, Norman. The balloons. Yeah. This is where we are. But you can guess words like 4-letter words, like what Downs just guessed, which was the word lone. And that was in there. For instance, if I were to guess the word lion, I would get credit for that. So you have some options to type in there. Downs guessed moan, Link guessed male, and here we are. I will go ahead and give you fictitious balloons to support the situation we're in, which is we're playing not Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth. So we got limo. We got unknown story. Happy FHC to you.
Hello, FHC.
With loam, which was on the heels of lone. Lion was in there as well. I wonder if this is one. It is not. I tried lima, as in lima bean, but it is not in there. These are also in alphabetical order, too. So if you want to figure out which one we're missing, you can do that. Loin helps us. I was trying to spell aioli. I don't think that's actually how you spell it. It's more like a-oil. Noil? Like, what's one that starts with an A? Or even an I? Like, I just tried island. Milan is a good guess. Lion was in there too. Milano. Well, we passed the level. I'm just curious, like, what other words? This is my biggest pet peeve with words on stream, is it doesn't tell you what words you missed, and I really wish it did. At least if we lose the balloon streak and Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth, at least if that happens, we get to know the word that we couldn't figure out. This never does that, courtesy to us. Your leaders after one level of work, I am JF Downs, and Quiet I am Gaming, co-leaders at 10 stars apiece. I, using examples, finished in third overall. And then Lincoln Unknown Story on the board with 6 stars apiece. I'm going to try and stay out of it so that you all can crush it, but we'll see what happens. Let's move on to level number 2. Happy FHC, it's Copia is in the chat.
Hello, FHC.
Copia, even though we have K-Laugh, Quiet, you, and I am JF Downs, we are going to avoid trying to continue and Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth without Sports.Gaming, because that would feel horrible if we ended up losing our streak. So here are your words on stream to try. Brendan with the big ones. Cemetery gets our long word. Creme by Link. You have meter from GabePride. Team, T-E-E-M, with K-Laugh. You can invert that, go meet if somebody wants a freebie. You had team from Mel B. I will play for Mel B. There's no T-E-A-M, though. There's no A. So, you could do Mary. Nope. No, you can't. There's not double R. It'd be Miri. Is Miri a word? Tree is in there. Someone already got that, GabePride. Meat from Brendan. Cracked. Could you do creamy? C-R-E-M. Nope. That would be an A. You have re-meat from Copia. That was a good guess. Crier. Also a very good guess. Can you do like trier? Is that a word that would be in there? One who tries. Unknown Story with erect. That is a word that is definitely in there. Nice work. Ream. Why isn't that one? I don't know. Emery from Copia. We are 10 away from our goal. We have some work to do. Is reet in there? Is that a word? Mercy. Oh my gosh, Copia has saved the day. GabePride tried Cree. I think I've seen yeet thrown out a couple of times. I don't know if that's true, but I mean, I know Bob is a big fan of Cree.
With net wide open.
Your leader with 22 stars on the second level is It's Copia. Hey, it's Brendan TTV. Also came through with a 20+ star round, and Brendan is now at second place overall. Link on the podium with 15 stars after a 9-star round. You had Unknown Story, GabePride, I am JF Downs, and Quiet Time Gaming still on the board. Kalaf did get 6 stars to be in the Caboose crew led by Quiet Time Gaming. That, of course, is the Lucy Memorial Caboose crew. It is Happy Lucy Day, by the way. I suck at these games on mobile delay. Brendan still comes through. Drew Mega was the one who said I suck at these games. Unknown Story says my word got checked by autocorrect. Automodded. Those are the worst. If I could turn automod off for words on stream, I would. All right, here we go. Level number 3, EONTEKY. Those are your letters with which to work. Kasogo Plays is here this morning. It's good to see you with the final hour crew. Welcome, welcome.
877 cash meow.
Okay, thank you, Bob.
Hello, FHC.
Kasoga Plays is guessing tone key. We have the word tone guessed by many of you. I like how it, I don't know, is this good or bad that it shuffles through all the letters? I've always been curious. Does that help give people a different perspective, or is it annoying? Unknown Story with knee. Note from Kasogo Plays. We are already approaching our level 3 goal, which would move us into level number 4 right away. Note from Kasogo. Teen from GabePride. We had Tone from IMJF Downs. Keen was a guess from Downs with Link. Yeah, sorry, Melby. No 3-letter words. There are only 4-letter words, and then there's 1 6-letter word remaining, as well as an additional 5-letter word. So we've had Note. Ketone from Copia gets us closer to our goal. Huh, Tonk is not on there. I thought like Honky Tonk was a thing. So, yeah, GabePride and I were on the same wavelength, but Copia comes through with Token. Another 5-letter word is off the board. Nice work. You could also try to guess Yeet one more time, which I will. Someday, we will figure out that Yeet is never one that guesses. Yoke from Kasogo to add more. We're probably going to skip significant levels because of your prowess. Dang, Yeet was my next. We tried it on the last puzzle, Copia. It wasn't there. We skipped 3 levels of fantastic, as the game tells us, piece of work by you all. A 44-star round from Copia to extend the lead overall.
Correct.
31 stars overall from Link, who had a 16-star round. Link moves up to number 2. Unknown Story is now on the podium. 16 stars now for a total of 29. And Kasogo Plays with 23 stars is on the outside looking in for the podium positions. Your Caboose crew now led by me with Drew Mega and Kalaf on board. All right, we have enough time to probably play 2 more rounds. Let's see how far we can get before we play 5 questions GMS with GabePride at 8:20 a.m. Pacific time. Today, wow, a shortage of words on this particular level. There are still no hidden nor fake letters to deal with yet. We had specific from Quiet Time Gaming, Spice from Link, and Pies from Drew Mega. Drew Mega is on the board in level number 6. There's no suffice. Kasogo, frustrated that Quiet narrowly beat Kasogo for specific. Kalaf was right there as well. Copia comes through with epics, and we have already reached what we need to advance level. So I'm going to let you all flow the rest of the way. Link comes through with epic. Drop off the S. Kasogo was 1 moment too short there. We had Fix from Brendan. Spec from Copia does hit. And then Ix from Unknown Story. What is Ix? I-C-K-S. We might complete this board on the pace that you are all on. What does Ix mean? Used to express disgust at something unpleasant or offensive. Pix from Quiet Time Gaming. We are 1 away from completing the board. It is between a word that starts with I and one that starts with P. And it is Pex. Copia completes the board. That board was no match for us on Gaming Morning Show, and Copia goes to 25 stars, tied for the level high with Quiet Time Gaming. You both. Correct. And so Quiet Time Gaming is now tied for 3rd, although Unknown Story had the position so keeps the position and is technically third. Quiet Eye Gaming on the verge. Kasogo gets shut out in level 6, being just narrowly behind many of your other guesses, so Kasogo drops to 5th. Quiet Eye Gaming, as I mentioned, is in 4th, and Link holds steady in 2nd place, I do believe, with 17 stars in the most recent level, and trails Copia by a copious amount, although nothing is completely out of the question. For future games on stream, Marvel Snap is good, lasts no longer than 2 minutes. Oh, Element, I thought I read 2 hours, and I was like, we don't have 2 hours. What are we talking about? Unknown Story says, my word with ICES, Ryan. Lol, unless you're doing a bit. Your word was ICES? Was it really? My eyes are shot. Oh my gosh, I thought it was Ix, which, by the way, is apparently a word. So, there we go. All right, warning, there is a fake letter. So if you've never been to this stage of this, basically, one of these letters is not real. So the soonest that you can figure out what it is, please start, putting it in the chat. Like, W is fake or something like that. For example, Unknown Story just guessed wild. Wild should be in there. There's a very good chance that the W is fake. So try to ignore the W. Nope, the W hit airway. The D is fake. There is no D. Dairy would have hit as well. Stop guessing the letter D. There is no D. We've lost the D again, but in the best way this time. There is no D. Damn that D, says Downs. Oh my gosh, we got Airy from Unknown, Lair from Quiet, Liar from Unknown. Kasogo comes through with Warley or something like that. Nice work. Airway from Copia. Railway from Hey It's Brendan TTV. Rail from Downs. We're still a ways away. Man, Brendan's been crushing the long ones. That was a 1, 2, 3. That was a 7-letter word. You're cracked, Brendan. How is whale not a word? I don't know. Oh, wait, Quiet got it. Maybe you were Kasogo. If you got one correct, you have to wait a little bit before you guess again till your padlock comes off. So maybe that was what it was. We have 10 more to go. Away, Copia gets us to where we need to be. This will be our last round no matter what. You can try to make it the best score possible. We're still jockeying for position. Wiley, I believe is how you pronounce that. That's what I'm going to go with. Wary. Copia was right there with Wiley that Brendan already got. Ray was there. Link says, I'd be so confused. It's a little bit hectic. Basically, you can't guess again until after it's in there. Brendan wins the round, but your top 3 are Copia with a 22-star round to win at 113 stars. Unknown Story has 56 stars, and Link comes through with 48. So even though you quote, I be so confused, you are a top 3 finisher. Quiet loses podium places by 2. Congratulations to all of your crackedness today.
Cracked!
And congratulations to our winner, Copia.
You are one of life's winners.
Drew Mega, thank you for leading the Caboose crew. I am proudly on board with K-Laugh as well. And that is how we play Words on Stream on this morning radio show that plays games. I am Hefty Goof. Thank you for being with us. Good game to you all. And it is time to get set to play 5 Questions GMS. GaebPride joins us coming up in just a few minutes on Gaming Morning Show. Gaming Morning Show continues. Thank you so much for being with us. We are so excited. And honestly, I am incredibly excited for the first time in a long time to have a chance to play 5 Questions GMS. We haven't played this game for nearly a full year, and so it is my pleasure to welcome one of the best people on the internet, one of my favorite folks who stream on Twitch or anywhere for that matter, and that is the one, the only GaebPride is with us this morning. Hello, Gabe. How are you?
Good morning, Hefty. I'm great. Very happy to be here. Long time listener, first time caller.
For sure. And it's a shame that it's been so long to have you as a guest on the show, but very excited about the reason for having you on to be a guest, and that is because you are hosting a charity stream coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Before we get into the specifics of Stream for a Cause and the drag pageant that you're part of, I want to just get an idea for those who have never met you, never had a chance to watch any of your content, why you got into streaming and what we can expect if we tune into a general GaebPride stream.
Yeah, so I first started streaming, like a lot of other drag artists during the pandemic. When we were all locked up at home, I needed a creative outlet, and I'm like, well, I've always appreciated drag. I've always kind of wanted to experiment it. So I just started playing with makeup, started playing with streaming, and then it kind of took off from there. Usually I get into drag on stream. I'll take 2 or 3 hours to get ready and then just play games. I like to play mostly Nintendo games, but I'm really branching out into other PC and Xbox games recently.
Yeah, I really enjoy going to watch your shows. You have one of, by the way, not even one. You have the best shout out when you promote other streamers on your show. It makes me super happy, and I guess I would feel like remiss if I didn't ask you to, for example, if I were to say, hey, could you shout out Gaming Morning Show? How would that sound on your stream?
What? You're telling me you aren't following Gaming Morning Show? Honey, they're one of my favorites, which would be yours too.
It's my favorite thing in the world. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Very important stuff tomorrow is Stream Supreme Drag Pageant Charity Stream, supporting Stream for a Cause. Why don't we do a couple of things? First, what is Stream for a Cause? Tell us more about the organization itself.
Yeah, so Stream for a Cause is one of those 501c nonprofits. Their mission is basically to uplift and support grassroots initiatives and other community-based nonprofits. And they do that all over the world, not just here in the U.S. They work with volunteer content creators, like all the participants that are going to be in the drag pageant, many other ones. They do charity events and basically just raise money for all these different organizations. They give out grants to different organizations. I've heard that it goes anywhere from $500 to up to $10,000 go into these organizations.
Wow. Great work, and very worthwhile to tune in tomorrow because you're going to be part of ways that those funds get to the people who need them. Tell me more about Stream Supreme Drag Pageant and specifically what is going to be going on during your charity stream on Friday.
Yeah, so first time Stream for a Cause is doing the Stream Supreme Drag Pageant. Say that 5 times fast. So basically, they're just letting drag artists of all genders, of all talents, drag kings, queens, creatures, anybody that does makeup, to basically just show off their talents and to compete. Like I was saying, a lot of us drag artists started during the pandemic and haven't had the opportunity to do real in-life pageants. So this is a good alternative to showcase the talent that's out there. For tomorrow, we're going to be doing a little charity stream. So we're going to have different incentives. We're going to be playing community games like Mario Kart, Jackbox, really just to get people engaged. We have different incentive tiers. So at the lowest, if we get $50, I'm going to do a Just Dance stream in drag, which is always a lot of fun. Oh, my thing closed.
Oh, no.
Not me being unprepared for...
Yeah, I mean, you have different milestones, like $100 going to be doing a cosplay stream, and then at $200, a 12-hour stream would be earned?
Yeah, I've never done one of those, so I think it would be a lot of fun. We'll probably keep raising money for that. $300, I'll be doing a shiny hunt in Pokemon and getting a tattoo of that Pokemon. I've always wanted to do that. I never have gotten a tattoo, so I feel like this is a good, if we raise that threshold, a good opportunity to A, raise money, and B, do something for me. And then lastly, if we get to $500, I'm going to eat a Carolina Reaper hot honey sandwich. I grew these Carolina Reapers straight out of my garden. I made this hot honey. I've never had it. I kind of did it exactly for this opportunity. So I know it's going to be very spicy and it's going to cause me a lot of pain. So if you want to see me in pain, donate.
I love seeing other people in pain. I never like to do the pain myself. So thank you for taking that on our behalf. Also, every $20, there will be a spin of the wheel of challenges and a free game and giveaway. No donation necessary. All starts again at 3 p.m. Pacific time coming up tomorrow. But there is a reason we asked you here. It is time to play 5 Questions GMS with the one, the only GaebPride. And we do that now on Gaming Morning Show. Hit the music. Are you feeling any semblance of pressure?
Always.
Always.
But I'm ready.
Always pressure. Well, we try to make it as easy as possible. Twitch affiliate drag artist GaebPride with us on the show to play 5 Questions GMS. It's been a very long time since we've had the chance to do this. So you can set 2023 off right with an outstanding score. Let's start with this. Lately on your stream, you've been playing the Walking Dead game. So we're going to ask you a question about literally Walking Dead. According to everythinglubbock.com, which is where I get all my walking resources, how far will the average adult walk in their lifetime? Before they're dead. 50,000, 75,000, or 100,000 miles?
Oh, that's hard. I feel like most people don't walk enough, but I feel like, over a lifetime, average lifespan 70, 80, 75,000?
GaebPride says 75,000 miles in the average human's lifetime. Bob?
Correct. Ding, ding, ding.
You are absolutely correct.
Yeah.
It is 75,000 miles, again, according to Lubbock, Texas, I guess. But a study of 2,000 adults found that they each typically stroll about 6,800 steps a day. That's around 2.5 million a year. And this is approximately 1,182 miles each year for a total of 74,462 miles. You are correct.
Correct.
Yes.
All right, you're 1 for 1. Now that we've asked you the first question, I'm sure all those nerves are gone, correct?
Yes, we're having fun now.
1.
All right, there you go. There's your total so far. Let's move to question number 2.
2.
You've also been playing Splatoon, which, as I've watched my son play that game and watch you play it on stream as well, it's a game that features a lot of ink. So I want you to take yourself to the days of those pens that had the little sliders where you could have multiple ink, like, colors in one pen. And here's what I want you to know, which
Like this?
just like that. So imagine that pen holds only 3 different colors of ink, Gabe. Which colors would you put into it?
Oh, easy. You always need a black. It's a good all-purpose ink. Purple, just because it's my favorite color. And then something like, I would like almost like a holographic or sparkle, like those gel pens back in the day. Something like that.
So we have purple, which is, of course, the best color, your favorite color. What was the first one again?
Black, all around, good general.
And then a nice glittery... Do you have a hue for that glittery?
Oh, let's see. Maybe like... say green. I like green.
Green, black, purple.
You are a genius.
You got that one absolutely correct. That is
Yes.
exactly the answer that we were hoping you'd say. Also, I'm being told in my ear right now, yes, Bob says that you actually get bonus points because purple is, in fact, the best color. So you are now officially
Yes.
3 for 2 questions so far on 5 Questions GMS. Give everyone
I like
a round.
that.
Ding, ding, ding.
Nice work. Very, very good. All right, now the questions start to get super serious.
3.
Super serious. You had the easy ones up front, not to create any pressure. When you visit your Twitch or Twitter, you share that you're a drag artist, and you're participating, as we mentioned, in the Stream Supreme Drag Pageant Charity Stream. So, GaebPride, what is something you want people to know about being a drag artist?
that it's really a form of self-expression and being able to express yourself beyond the binaries of gender. And for a lot of people, that's very validating, especially for me. During the pandemic, I really got to look inwards into what kind of person I am, and drag helps me explore that.
Judges?
Yes, correct.
Absolutely.
Ding!
That is the correct answer. Listen, one of our values on the show is curiosity. And so I like asking those kind of questions to understand different areas of the world. And this is one thing that I don't have a frame of reference for. You supply that to us, and you do it outstandingly. Please watch GabePride coming up tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific time. And thank you for sharing a bit about something that you want people to know. Self-expression is huge, being true to yourself. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
All right, we're 4 for 3 so far, which means question number 4 has a chance to keep you above 100%. You're also part of the Stream Team Stream Queens on Twitch. Let's put a spotlight on 1 or 2 other streamers from your team, or just someone else you like to watch in general. If I were to say, share something about 1 or 2 other streamers that you really enjoy, what would come to mind?
Oh yeah, I would definitely have to shout out our team founder Deere, D-E-E-R-E. One of the most gorgeous, beautiful drag artists I've ever seen, and they're so kind. Just curating this team of drag kings, queens, and creatures is a really big accomplishment in my opinion. Just coordinating all of that. Who else? There's so many amazing people. Oh, the second person I would like to shout out is Twi the Queen, another bearded drag artist. It's really good to see that representation of, beyond the just female impersonation, the clean shaven. There's so many different types of drag, and I can really relate with being a bearded drag artist and seeing that in other content creators on my team. It's very empowering for me.
Correct. Ding, ding, ding.
Another fantastic answer, and as somebody who likes his own beard, I admire a good beard as well. So from one facial hair to another facial hair lover. Nice work, Gabe. Perfect. Officially actually 6 for 4 so far, so you're far over the threshold that we expected today. Question number 5 for you.
5.
On Friday, if you reach $500 raised, you'll eat a East Carolina Reaper hot honey sandwich, which, of course, we've already learned is very homegrown with you making the peppers and the hot honey. So, you've said you've never eaten something like that, which maybe answers the first part of this question. Will that be the hottest thing you've ever eaten? And if so, what's the hottest thing that you've eaten up until this point?
Oh, good question. Yeah, so definitely this would be the hottest thing I've ever eaten. I'm a person that just can't tolerate spice. I had a friend who did the hot chip challenge, the 1 chip challenge, and they almost convinced me to do it. I'm like, nope, can't do it. I would say the spiciest thing I have ever eaten would be just like a jalapeno. I really don't, I stray away from spice, and even that of a jalapeno is too much for me, so we're gonna see how this goes.
Gabe, do you have like medical personnel on standby once you reach $500 tomorrow?
I got a lot of milk, I got some bread, and I got the willpower. I think that's the biggest thing.
There's a willpower, there's a way. Caleb says, oh no, Gabe. As a spice wuss myself, I'm just gonna keep you in my thoughts tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, hopefully the honey offsets the heat. We'll see.
Maybe. Oh no, Eleanor One says jalapenos are beginners, friend. I eat those for breakfast. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm a little worried for you. How about, $499.99 wouldn't be a horrible place, but I know you want to exceed that $500 for stream for a cause, so GabePride, that's still a correct answer.
Ding!
And you finished 7 for 5 on this morning radio show that plays games. You absolutely crushed it.
Thank you so much.
GabePride
It's a lot of fun.
wins 5 questions GMS yet again, and you are our highest score for the year 2023, which is also an outstanding accomplishment. Please follow GaebPride on Twitch if you haven't already, because it is an outstanding stream in general. But Gabe, you do exceptional work on the day-to-day, and now obviously raising funds during tomorrow. And good luck with the pageant. Is there a winner in the pageant?
Yeah, so actually I should have mentioned this before, the charity stream is only one part of the pageant. The actual like traditional pageant where you produce a look on a theme, showcase a talent, answer a question, is on February 4th on the Gaming Mag Twitch channel. It'll actually also be broadcasted live on the Twitch homepage, so it'll be super easy to find. So February 4th, you can find the actual pageant. The winner gets $500. They get to donate $1,000 to the charity of their choice. There's a second runner-up who also gets to donate, and a Miss Congeniality, so we'll see where I land.
All right, we will shout out Gaming Meg, which is GaymIng Meg, and we're putting that into the chat right now. We'll give it a proper shout out on Twitch as well. Last thing for you before you go, ice cream is the key to relief, according to Drew Mega. Have ice cream on standby.
I'll get my butter pecan ready.
Let's go. GaebPride, thanks so much for being part of Gaming Morning Show.
Thank you, Hefty.
All right, there you go, GaebPride. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Check it out. A fantastic streamer in general. And, of course, as I mentioned, a very worthy cause coming up tomorrow during the show. 3 p.m. Pacific time, raising money for Stream for a Cause. And, again, I want to put the link to the Twitter post that GaebPride put onto his Twitter. You can go to it right now at twitter.com/GabePride27 and of course twitch.tv/GabePride. I don't remember how early, and I should give, I think, Hey It's Brendan TTV all the credit for finding GabePride in the first place, because I mean I met Brendan before we were on the air with GMS, and Brendan was very kind to me from the get-go, introduced me to some great folks, including GabePride. But I know every time that I'm on Twitch and I see that Gabe is live, I always hop in there for however long I can possibly be on there, because Gabe just does such a tremendous job. And I really appreciate folks showing up to our show and allowing us to ask questions about what they're into and get their perspective. That's certainly been important to GMS since the get-go, and GabePride did that for us today very much. So thank you for that. Thank you for being a guest on the show, and be sure to support Stream for a Cause and the fundraiser coming up tomorrow with the Stream Supreme, I love it so much, drag pageant charity stream starting at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Let's get GabePride to eat the hottest thing that Gabe has ever had in Gabe's life. That was fantastic. So yes, ice cream on standby, but please make sure it's not ice cream. Or vanilla, excuse me. Don't let it be vanilla.
Vanilla, a waste of calories.
All right, it's 8:40 on this morning radio show that plays games. If you missed any of it, if you want to share it down the road, I will work my hardest to get that on YouTube coming up later today. But thank you again to GabePride for joining us on this morning radio show that plays games. Brendan says, Gabe and I knew each other pre-Twitch. Long love the random Mario Kart lobbies. How cool is that to meet somebody in a random Mario Kart lobby and then become, continuous friends? That is really cool. Can we cart it up one day? Wonderful. Kayla said, did we ask which Pokemon was getting the tattoo? No, and GabePride, if you're still in chat, if you'd be so kind as to confirm, were you wearing a Pikachu shirt? Because we were like 99% sure that you were wearing a Pikachu shirt earlier. So please let us know if that was in fact the case. There is the big shout out to Gaming Mag on Twitch, which again, as GabePride mentioned, is going to be hosting the finale to the pageant. So there you go. I think we have everything right. It was definitely a Pikachu shirt. You should get bonus points for that. We should have made it 7 out of 5. No, 8 out of 5. 8 out of 5. I got to have quick math. We need a scoreboard or something like that. We'll work on that with our 2023 budget. So, all right, it's time for the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Re-News.
Hashtag GMS Morning Gaming News.
That's what you can search most often on our social media platforms to find out the news that you may have missed. Be sure to check it out at, twitter.com/watchgms, or we sometimes share that stuff on our Instagram at Gaming Morning Show. Please stick around. What are your takeaways that are pretty okay? We're asking you, what is something you learned from today's show? And then we are going to send you somewhere via the raid if you are on Twitch. GabePride, since you are in the chat still, if you have a raid E that you recommend that is currently streaming, please let us know, and we will send our audience their direction at the conclusion of today's show. We also have our Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match Award winner to name as well. All right, here's your Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews, the video game headlines from the first hour of the show. Apparently, when you saw Metal Gear Solid Snake walking around hiding from the baddies in cardboard boxes, that actually is not too far from real life, as Zach Suizan of Kotaku reports that real soldiers use Metal Gear Solid tactics to defeat a military robot. This was during a training exercise, according to Zach, where the whole point was to basically improve the robot's AI. And they initially were just kind of hanging out and being soldiers in the field for the AI to start picking up on. And then the instructions kind of changed and said, all right, now you need to try to defeat it. And in fact, somebody actually busted out the cardboard box to conceal themselves. In addition, there were some other tactics, like doing cartwheels to try to throw off the detection algorithm. Some pretended to be a tree using branches and slowly moving toward the robot, smiling the whole time. So, yeah, apparently this is a real-world moment in time yesterday. Or not yesterday, earlier. When was it? Was it earlier this month? It was sometime, but yeah, read the Zach Suizan article. It's pretty interesting. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone Season 2 have been delayed. According to Austin Goslin of Polygon, these new things will come out in mid-February instead of February 1st, as was originally planned. And apparently this is similar to what happened last year, because apparently Call of Duty Vanguard was supposed to also come out with their second season, and it was delayed last year as well. So maybe not too much of a surprise, but if you were anticipating that, according to the Call of Duty Twitter account, this update will be delayed. It will include a new, much smaller map for Warzone 2.0, as well as multiplayer ranked play, new multiplayer maps, new modes, new weapons, and more. All right, last but not least, a change at Halo, or at least the studios involved in Halo, including 343 Industries, according to Wesley LeBlanc. Wesley LeBlanc of Game Informer. The creative director for Halo Infinite has shifted back to Xbox Publishing. To be honest with you, though, this story had a lot more to do with the layoffs that were announced at Microsoft yesterday. According to the article from Game Informer, there were over 10,000 or around 10,000 employees across various Microsoft departments that were laid off yesterday. And so as part of that, the creative director for Halo Infinite, Joseph Staten, is now moving over to the Xbox publishing team. Said, quote, made the difficult decision to restructure elements of our team, which means some roles are being eliminated. And this, of course, in the midst of the $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard as well. Now, some of the games that are out today: A Matter of Principle for Switch, A Space for the Unbound for PC, Switch, PS4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Colossal Cave is out today for Switch. Also, Gray's Counter GM is out today for Switch. Minimal Move, available for Switch as well. Persona 3 Portable is out for Switch, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. And then Persona 4 Golden is out for the same machines, except not out on PC today. Rubber Bandits is out today for Switch. Smile Mo is out for Switch. The Tower, to the Bottom, is out today for Switch. Tortuga, A Pirate's Tale, is out for Xbox One and Xbox Series X. And the final one is Void Prison, which is out today for Switch. I'm kind of bummed because any of those likely could have been a fantastic name of the morning, but because Shawn is not here, we're not selecting a name of the morning. So congratulations to all of those games, because you had equal consideration for our GMS name of the morning. All right, what are your takeaways that were pretty okay? I want to say happy and hello, FHC.
Hello, FHC.
To Chris M.E., who's stopping by this morning. Big thanks to everyone who joined us during the entirety of GabePride's appearance, playing 5 questions GMS. One more call, and if someone can get Gabe's attention in chat, possibly. If you have raid target in mind, please let us know. We'd be happy to send our audience over to them after we are off the air coming up in about 10 minutes from now. All right, your Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match award winner. Many great performances in chat, as always is the case. We sometimes will give it for an outstanding performance during our audience games. Hey, it's Brendan TTV would get that if that was the case, because wow, what a wonderful performance today from Hey, it's Brendan TTV during that, considering all of the things that were up against Brendan, like mobile delay and long words. But Brendan got it. However, we're not going to give it out just solely for that today. So instead, our Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match award winner, which yesterday, by the way, was ReStreamBot, because we just randomly picked one at random, as it were, is going to be Drew Mega. Drew Mega came through today and gave some of the fantastic advice, including ice cream. Have ice cream on standby for GaebPride, and despite sucking at the games like words on stream, we had a full-blown explanation of Drew Mega, basically a TED Talk on how Drew Mega explains to Drew's kids what microfiche is, because we started the morning talking about microfiche. So if you didn't know, I would go to a public library, and there's this big machine with a screen. You turn on the machine and its brightness, then take the microfiche, which is a transparent plastic-like sheet that has a bunch of tiny print on it, and you place it on a small board at the bottom of the machine, and here is an optical tool that can scan over the sheet and projects the tiny print onto the screen so you can see it at normal size. It's kind of how like a microscope works. Good job, Drew.
Billy Thundergun, Teammate of the Match award.
That is your Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match award. Ice cream, GaebPride. Ice cream. Please, please have some ice cream standing by tomorrow if you raise $500 during your stream. All right. Takeaways that were pretty okay. Last call, and it's time for the clip of the day. The clip of the day. Hey, look. It's the clip of the day. Two element. I thought I read 2 hours, and I was like, we don't have 2 hours. What are we talking about? Unknown Story says, my word with ICES, Ryan. Lol, unless you're doing a bit. Your word was ICES? Was it really? My eyes are shot. Oh my gosh. I thought it was Ix, which, by the way, is apparently a word. So, there we go. All right, warning, there is a fake letter. So if you've never been to this stage of this, basically, one of these letters is not real. So the soonest that you can figure out what it is, please start, putting it in the chat. Like, W is fake or something like that. For example, Unknown Story just guessed wild. Wild should be in there. There's a very good chance that the W is fake. So try to ignore the W. Nope, the W hit airway. The D is fake. There is no D. Derry would have hit as well. Stop guessing the letter D. There is no D. We've lost the D again, but in the best way this time. Oh no. Yet again, some way, somehow, this morning radio show that plays games has yet again lost the D. Never thought it would happen again. We promised the last time it happened it would never happen again, and here we are, of course, once again, misplacing the D. Please go to our YouTube page. You can find what happened last time we lost the D. We had to go to the lost city of D. It was a whole thing, but Kiki Low, Lookits Maiko, Superphonic helped made it possible, so that was important. Chris, Kiki Low strikes again. Unknown Story, microfiche implies the existence of megafiche, which I've yet to encounter. That was fantastic. Yes, I scream, says GaebPride. Takeaway, Jeff has a good memory. Still might be my favorite Ask Jeff ever. Stay tuned, we'll share our best moments from today's show as we get set to raid Soroko. Tell me if I'm saying that correctly. On the recommendation of GaebPride, our 5 questions GMS guest. Soroko and Boy, Christy Cream and Drag, LGBTQIA+ content creator. Let's see if there's anything more to share. Nothing more from the Twitch description, but stay playing League of Legends. So we're going to send our audience over there if you'd be so kind as to say good morning from GMS. We truly would appreciate it. My takeaway that was pretty okay, that involved going into the world of Married with Children. Today is Is it Katey Sagal? I swear it was Kathy, but either way, the mom from Married with Children, it's her 69th birthday today. And I had a discussion the other day with somebody about the Married with Children logo when it first shows on screen and it gets like slimed. I despise that. And apparently I'm not alone, including with Quiet I Am Gaming from the show, who apparently also doesn't like it. So here we are. Quiet says, by the way, I still want to watch that movie, but like on a night where literally nothing else is happening and I can't figure out another movie to watch, referring to the Lost City of D. For everyone who made it possible, big thanks again to GaebPride for joining us and playing 5 Questions GMS. I am Hefty Goof. We will be back coming up on Friday at 6 a.m. Pacific time. Stay tuned for the best moments from today's show and then the raid if you're watching on Twitch. Until tomorrow, goodbye, everyone. This
Jeff,
is the Gaming Morning
for
Show.
Ask Jeff. Ask Jeff.
Yeah.
Do you have a good memory?
Do I have a good memory?
Yeah.
Sure.
Jeff has a good memory. There you go. I just did what the instructions said. It said, maybe make that pending call to your best friend. I did it. Check one off the to-do list. The person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth, or will we reach 1,000 on old Hefty's mispronunciation counter? Quiet's going to give me, I believe it is eidetic or eidetic memory. I did what now? Says Downs. Anyway, even if you have never had a great memory, there are lots of things you can do to improve your memory and ability to recall information.
1.
All right, here we go. There's memory improvement games, so you can play different games on your computer, tablet, smartphone, or game system. There are also several board games that exercise your memory as well. Playing games that require you to memorize and remember information will give you much needed practice that can build up your ability to remember other information later on. I've never tried any of the apps. If you have, there was one that was heavily advertised in the last year. And I don't, ironically, coincidentally, remember what it is. So.
Through lonely days, we got better.